back to Métropole Grid. My name is Andre. Thanks so much for tuning in. It's a Thursday evening, June 25th, 2026, and I trust you're doing well. We are here for a night of Nuvem, I think, is what's lined up for us, for better for worse. So we'll see how soon the crash out comes, but I don't know. I've been struggling with like stream titles. I'll be honest there at the top. I don't know where my Netrunner energy is sometimes here. We have to do some more exploring to uncharted territory. Maybe the meta is a bit, flat. Maybe that's what I'm feeling, but I promise on Tuesday we'll come back and we'll try and do something weird and specifically like dive into some cards from the latest set that maybe haven't done anything quite yet. But yeah, I'm feeling it. Are you feeling it? I'm definitely feeling it. Hopefully you're all well. Hey Zelty, how's it going? Hey, it's the Grid. Also SRN, hey Mr. Grid, hope you're feeling better. Definitely better, not perfect. I feel like every day we're 3 steps forward and every stream we're 1 step backwards. So yeah. So like we're definitely getting somewhere. My partner, I feel so bad. She's coughing really, really, really bad. Like I don't know what we got, but she's like still hard coughing all the time. Otherwise she's fine. Like she's doing okay, but it's just like it never stops. So it's just not great. Looking at the list, I'm not sure how you advance the Pharaohs. I don't know either. I don't know much about this list. We'll find it together. I think on its own, it's just like 7 strength, like 5 strength for 7 is like maybe okay. You could also just triple advance it yourself, I guess. But I don't know. We've actually struggled with Pharaohs a fair bit over the last like stream. We've been playing a Shaper deck that can't really break Pharaohs, and maybe a lot of people can't break Pharaohs very well. It is boomerangable more than logjam, but 10 strength does show up sooner than later. Stream titles are a finite creative space. So, I mean, sort of, Jai. I'd like to think that, we've been around for tens of thousands of years. We can still come up with like cool ideas and stuff. The issue is like, I need to know what I want to be doing. Like, if you can tell me, like, we just got like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like, was it a week ago, 2 weeks ago? Like, the well is so deep. The problem is like knowing what we're going to do and then making something good out of it is maybe the only thing. So we'll find out. How you doing, Jai? Congratulations once again on the weekend. Maybe we'll see a deck list of yours next week. Hey, Komodo. Ahoy. Ahoy, hoy. How's it going? Would like to formally request air check plus Lampades for Tuesday. Okay. Okay, I guess. Beggars can't be choosers. Those cards do not excite me, right? Like, there's this thing with Netrunner, and it's so interesting, is there's cards that, like, you might not have played with that excite you, that you want to build a deck around, right? Like, air check does not excite me. There is no point on the text on air check where, like, I go, like, hell yeah, I want to be there for that. And that's, like, a criticism for air check, right? Like, maybe low bar, but, there's cards that, like, are not in your deck, you haven't played one yet, but you'd be like, wow, I'd really want to play Baker. Like, I could really see that being a fun thing to do. But like with all due disrespect to air check, what part of this is making me like is gassing up the audience? I don't get it. Now Lampades, yeah, maybe like Lampades does have a cool thing going. Like it's a bit of prison, it's a bit of an econ card, it has some like flexible stuff. And they kind of work together, but you know what I mean? It's like this one's at least more fun. I don't know. Crank, sell me on air check. I mean, it's the only way for Lampades to work really quickly because it's the most stealth on the single card. The best part of air check is the Nasir synergy. Yeah, exactly. It's like we need the card pool to build backwards from this. That's what we need to do. COVID still exists, so maybe you got that. I mean, there's a chance. I wouldn't want that to be the case. I did have testing kits, I think. So I mean, maybe, but that's like a really bad outcome, I think. Hey, Gyro, definitely feeling better, but we did a stream last night, and I don't feel great from that. So. One strep backwards sounds bad. It was like a strep throat joke. That's actually kind of funny. Hope you break the pattern. Thank you, Thanos. That's very kind. Manila's a great time. I hate titles so much. I just finished my Netrunner Shorts series, and coming up with 6 titles felt like half of the work. I mean, it's good. It's fun. It's like with YouTube, titles matter so much. We're in this like really weird kind of, Métropole Grid meta in which our titles give you no reason to click on the video. Like what I'm doing is really bad for YouTube SEO. Like people are not finding this thing and it's called like Law of the Land. They're like, wow, I want to click on that one, right? Like it does say Netrunner after it, but like, I don't know. Generally the best practice is just to call it like live Netrunner gameplay. And then hopefully you don't make 600 videos with the same text on it. I honestly don't know. Don't read long sections of text today. That was the issue on Tuesday. We read the entire article about distribution, which like maybe that wasn't good television. I'll be honest, it probably wasn't. I was interested. Happy with you just playing Lampades. Okay, Crank. We'll probably meet halfway there then, okay? Okay, but air check is really funny when you match into GameNet. we've even been air check has been played against us a fair bit, and it was specifically when we were playing not sync, what's it called, synapse, and like they were running to white spaces and shit. Like it was genuinely firing its text, and that's kind of the issue with air check. It has so much text. Almost all of it doesn't feel related to any other part of it. And so it's hard to remember everything it does. Like you cannot lose credits from your credit pool. That's like a cool little piece of text, but it doesn't kind of matter until it matters. But who knows? Métropole Grid. Yeah, there you go. Hey, Daniel, my family was also sick. We felt lightheaded and had stomach aches. I hope your situation's better than what we had. Our situation sounded a lot better than that. That sounds like a bad combination. I hope you and yours are feeling better. Sorry to hear that. Lampadi's being imp, but you still need to pay the cost is pretty funny. Hey, Muka, how's it going? I don't know if you're familiar with Freedom, but like this is generally the touch point. Because Freedom had this sort of text. It says once per turn, we'll read this text, it's easier to understand. Spend X virus counters to trash the non-agenda card you're accessing. X must be equal to the card's res or play cost. So the idea was there's always this appetite in the game for trashing cards where the res cost is usually less than their trash cost. In fact, most of the good decks right now, like the acid decks, you can see the cards res for 1, trash for 3. So it's already a good advantage. I know with Imp, the idea is like Imp has counters and can be used multiple times like Lampades does, but you want to ignore that. Like it's very obvious from Lampades that at some point this had no power counters and it could go infinite, and then they had to sand, you know, those teeth down, which kind of sucks. But yeah, the idea is that there's, you know, a lot of cards that are very expensive to trash but very cheap to res. So yeah, like Tranquility Home Grid, it's not the most popular right now, but that's the sort of idea. It's like, oh, trashing this for 1 is like a deal. The problem is it's 1 and setup and setup and setup. So who knows? I don't know. Solid 70% of my viewers are coming from the algorithm, and I have to assume they're all just very confused. They're there for the Komodo content, for the lizard content. If you want Lampades to do things, what's the better way? Penumbral Toolkit probably. Taka and Mental just risk not having enough stealth credits. Yeah, I'm assuming. Yeah. So Taka is slow. The issue with Taka is like it takes a couple turns for Taka to get 3 stealth credits. You have to answer the question too when you're playing, what's it called? Air check is like, are you a stealth deck? I'm assuming you're a stealth deck, which means your Taka is generally like fueling your stealth breakers. So it's already really hard. That's a big thing with stealth is like, it's hard to have breakers and use it in a different way. I think the idea behind air check and the idea behind Lampades, which sounded abstractly pretty good at some point in time, was that like stealth was really, really good at breaking ice cheaply. So, but the issue is if you bring a deck to a meta or to a game in which breaking ice cheaply is not like a real big concern when you're playing against like, say, Epiphany, then that's when you pull out the Lampades and go to town. And that just hasn't come to fruition really. And it's because like these sort of cards like Lampades is unfortunately competing with things like just like play Fence or Fueno and have economy. And they haven't seemed to be worth the hoops. But that's also because Stealth Anarch, it's like not bad. It's just like, yeah, I don't know. Also, mind you, you have Gourmand, right? Like uniquely, if this was a Shaper card, it'd be kind of way more fun because Shaper can grab it with some consistency and play one of it in the deck. But like Anarch has so many other ways to trash things for it. So it's difficult. Playing Air Check against the front side of the Air Station is really funny. Does it even work? Because Air Check says that you can't lose credits during the run, but I think you have to initiate the run. So it says play for it while this event is active. Oh, while this event is active, you cannot lose credits. That does work. I thought it was only during the run, but it's when this is active because it has multiple runs. So if you make a run on the Earth station when it's not flipped, you would lose a credit. You can't. So that's kind of cool. I didn't think that would work because normally like run events, like the idea is that you can't use overclock and use the overclock credit on Earth station because initiating the run is slightly different timing. So it's weird. Hey, Edward, seems like air check and lamp would require too much ice bounce and chisel. I don't know. I wouldn't like quickly jump to chisel or ice destruction or ice bouncing. I think you just want to have stealth breakers and then you just make good runs. And then against assets, like really nice. The thing is like, I don't even know how good Lampades is if you're not playing against assets. It's probably not that worth anything. I don't know. Hey Conrad, how's it going? Becoming the intersection of Reptile Tube and Rudder Tube is the dream. But you can't spend credits so you can't pay the cost. I don't think you get to skip it. On Earth Station? I think it looks like you can. I think you just brick or have to pay from air check. Well, you know, I think you can on Earth Station because Earth Station doesn't say pay, it says lose. Oh no, it says must pay. Yeah, I guess it doesn't work. I need to read this carefully. As additional cost to run HQ, the runner must pay credit, not lose a credit. And so air check says that you can't lose credits or spend credits. No, I think it is bad. Yeah, I don't think it works, Cranked. I'm not sure what Lampades buys you that Gourmet doesn't do better. Speed Racer, yeah, how's it going? The idea is that if you trash multiple things, maybe it's okay. And if you have stealth credits like Ataka in a matchup in which you don't have to break ice, then they actually go somewhere. So you kind of built like a second fence for Fueno. But yeah, the answer is I don't know. It doesn't seem that great. It's not a reason not to try it. You don't skip the air station tech. In fact, you have to either run R&D or pay 1 from air check. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't seem great, does it? I guess run R&D. The answer is always run R&D. Hey, Meteor, apparently Lampeys didn't used to have power counters. I mean, I'm not surprised. It's very obvious that this did not have power counters at some point. Really weird. It's also not a virus, which, I mean, at this point in the game, viruses seem to be attached to things that have counters or things that can get purged. It probably was like that for the last like 14 years, but it wasn't very obvious to me. But there's so many cards that I think would be viruses that are not. Like Gourmand seems like it should be a virus, but it's not. And it's inherently because the corp can't purge it and because it can't get virus counters on its own merit. Right? I find it weird. It's like this seems like it should be a virus, and it actually does matter for things like Augustina and all that fun stuff. Like having more viruses could be cool. And Lampedes also feels like it could be a virus, but alas, it's not. I don't see why they gave the power counters. Definitely in testing, they found this to be some problematic where this was infinite. Now, did that meta ever come to exist? We don't know. Were the cards that made that decision, did they actually exist in publication at some point later? I don't know either. But yeah, it seems like it would be good. Even Virus Breeding Ground? This is the one that drips one, right? Place one virus counter, virus breeding, move a virus counter from virus breeding ground to another card with at least one virus counter on it. Oh, funny enough, it doesn't have to be a virus. That's sick. You actually can move virus counters onto other things that have virus counters, which is really hard to get them there. I still want, oh yeah, this is not a virus. That's a good point, is that this is a resource that has virus counters that's not a virus. I don't think I've noticed that. That's kind of cool too. We can charge Lampedes with Stone Ship? Yep, you can. Or Padma. Like Padma Lampedes. It was the deck week 1. We all missed it. Still want an NR card that turns self-damage into stealth credits. It'd be so hard with Ryu, Stick and Poke, etc. Yeah, I think we are missing like one card that gives you an obvious advantage from self-damage. I think that card is nearly impossible to print in a world with Banhar, because Banhar ensures you're going to get self-damage and multiple instances of self-damage. But I think, yeah, that's an interesting angle. The game used to have like really strong synergies for like taking self-damage. Like Clan Vengeance was such a good card for many reasons. And a card like this could exist. It probably just shouldn't have this like non-clickless ability. That is why the card is very good. But yeah, if like Topon could get stealth credits every time that they trash a card, like you just need some sort of benefit from that. Because right now Phoenix and Topon are not like really strong contenders. I do think Topon has been doing way better this year than we've ever seen. Definitely not the same for Phoenix. But yeah, we're looking for some sort of damage synergy for sure. Hey, missed the last few streams. Hope you've been doing well. Jeff, I've been under the weather. I've heard I've been getting roasted on measured response, and I listened to it, and it wasn't that bad. I do need to defend everybody because I think your explanation, we got to talk about this after, which is great. We had like a call thing on last weekend or whatever. But the idea is like, it's a very Andre take. And about how I, get really upset when burner exists and it's a shaper card, right? And Jeff like had a really good point. We talked about this too. It's like, I think I get upset when this card wasn't a criminal card, right? Like when this came out, this was like the strongest HQ pressure card we had seen in a long time. And it was in Shaper, the faction that classically is not meant to have strong HQ pressure. And then I think the argument in the defense was like, Jeff is saying, well, what are you talking about? This is the most Shaper type idea, looking at cards and rearranging them. And like, Jeff's not wrong. I think that's not the part of it that concerns me. Like, yeah, that is a very Shaper-like effect. The idea of like moving cards around and putting them in the right spot is very Shaper. It's not incredibly criminal. That being said, I'm going to say like CBI raid. So like, haha, but like, that's not the point. The point was more so it's like active, cheap pressure to central servers, so specifically HQ, that is incredibly impactful. That is pressure a corporation has to address that will stop them from doing their game plan, which is the idea of cards like Account Siphon and stuff like that. But the part that I agreed with that I found was very exciting is the one thing that would make us not feel that way is that this thing costs 1 more credit. Because I think that's actually a really big problem with this card is that it's firstly, the 2 big problems, and I think Jeff highlighted them, is that Criminal wasn't consistently getting good cards. So this felt like a slap in the face. And this card cost 1. If this card cost 2, we would have no problems because then it would be like Shaper level quality for an HQ pressure run and it'd still be pretty good, right? Anyways, it's an interesting conversation, but like the focus on this being a Shaper effect is not my concern. Like, because you're right, the output of this is very Shaper-ish, but it's more so like, oh, you got very impactful game-winning central pressure off of HQ. But yeah, it was a good episode. I liked it. I haven't watched today's for obvious reasons. I do always think burner costs too. I mean, it's good. It's cheap. It's priced to go. Hopefully you've been good too, Jeff. I've heard some nice stuff going on with walking and all that. It's very cute. In fairness, CV was not much of a card until Zero got printed in the next cycle. I take offense to that. I played a whole bunch of Clan Vengeance decks in a world without Zero, and I thought it was great. You just played all the damage cards, you mad dashed for fun, and it was a fun time. I won a store championship back in the day, so it's worth it. I look how Clan Vengeance is so good, they printed better Clan Vengeance and immediately had to ban it. They had no, what they were doing there was not very obvious. I don't think anybody knew what they were doing there. Hey Eric, how's it going? Brennan as well, it's the grid. That guy was at OTG this year, which is pretty rad. Which guy? Hey, Bibix. Hope you're having a great week. I'm holding on. How you doing? Thanks for dropping by last night as well. It's better HQ multi-access than Tailgate and does a bunch of other things. Oh, yeah. It's an absurd effect. Like, if we had it in Criminal, we would play it. It's a very, 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 very good effect. This is the only other HQ run in the game that Shaper has had, and it's very, very, very good. In fact, there's a lot of turns in which like the corporation losing 3 credits is less impactful than the corporation losing 2 of their best cards. So yeah, if you could package this in a criminal shell, it would sell for sure. So yeah, Thursday stream, what a treat. I mean, we've never done it before. Tron, how's it going? Oh, Jens Erickson was there. Oh, cool. I don't know too much about Jens. Jens is one of the world players I know very little about. The world champions. 2014 after that was Dan D'Argenio, who did it a couple times. I've never met Dan, but we've been in the same room before. I used to be younger, like most people, and I was less like confident, so I don't think I've ever met Dan. He played in around Philly. And then the year before that, for those who don't know, this guy is like something special. This was Jeremy's We're In, and mind you, the 2012 World Championship, if I'm not mistaken, was just the core set, so it's like a really weird early meta. Jeremy's We're In won the Netrunner World Championship. He's won the Legend of the Five Rings World Championship. He's won the Warhammer Conquest Championship. I think he's won the Game of Thrones LCG Championship. He has just won like every single LCG championship that FFG has put out across different years. And since then, he works at FFG. At least he classically did. I don't know if he's still there, but he was working on Arkham Horror. He's like one of their big numbers guys and designers. So yeah, this guy is something else. He seems like a nice guy. CBI raid guide, yeah. Jens is from Wisconsin, so he's automatically goated into my book. It's that easy. I used to be younger. Most people did. My responses to should we let Shapers have HQ pressure disruption card wasn't it, that was that too good. It was sure, but rotary. Yeah. I'm kind of with you on that, but not exactly in that sentence, but more so like I do think that was part of the frustration. It was like the criminal cards weren't doing it, and then Shaper got the card that like everyone just wanted criminals to have. Yeah. So that's it. What's the Maker's Eye link? Oh, like to the website? It's this makers-i.com. If that's what you're asking for, let me just throw it into chat. Yeah, cool. I was going to transition to something from this, but I forgot what it was. I totally forgot. I have no idea what this was. We'll just hang out in this space for a minute and see if we remember it. No, I'm not coming back. It's gone. That's okay. Decklist of the week, huh? I'm not looking forward to this, and I haven't been looking forward to this for in a while. This is Skibidi Toilet Revival. I don't know the name. It's some brain rot thing. Skibidi Toilet. It's a spiritual successor to an old deck, which was Skibidi Toilet, which was another deck that I was not a huge fan of. Outfit, mind you, was like the bad publicity deck for a long time, because this was the only identity that had like obvious bad publicity synergy. We had seen other Wayland identities that had the word bad publicity written on them, but this was like the reason to play bad publicity for many, many moons. It said gain 3 credits whenever you take at least 1 bad publicity. That's really good text. And we're actually feeling the result of this text, because a bunch of these cards, like Trebuchet, are kind of expensive at 7. It's still a really good card, but the idea is when this was printed, Outfit was the place that you'd play it, and Trebuchet you functionally res for 4, right? Like Valenchow was printed in a world where you usually res Valenchow for entirely free after the mail-in rebate came in off the first subroutine. So these cards are still pretty good. In fact, Valenchow is a really big part of most bad publicity decks right now, because 6 strength code gates are things that Anarchs are struggling to deal with, as much as you can blow up 6 strength dice at immediate speed. Now, this deck, just like the deck that we're going to play in a couple minutes, is like a celebration, or just like this weird kind of locus of some of my least favorite cards in all of Netrunner's history. It's like, I don't want to be this is not again. Not again does build a lot of like misery engine decks, and usually the misery engine decks are like kind of interesting. So like we've seen the sort of like what's it called, that Dark Souls one, the poison swamp thing. We've seen a lot of different weird stuff. Some of them are like fundamental decks that not again plays well, but then there's some that are just like, you know, this one gets me because it has everything that I don't like or didn't like at the time. Firstly, it's a remoteless deck. So this deck, from my understanding, and I could be wrong if the new deck is different because there's no instructions how to play it. I did not get to watch OTG, so I hadn't seen any gameplay. But largely these are decks are remoteless decks, and those are decks that just put ice on other central servers, and that is actually a long-term win con because we have regulatory capture. And regulatory capture just means 6 points in your deck can be scored straight from hand. So as long as you can get that bad publicity up, and mind you, that's way easier than ever in Vantage Point now, you can just score these straight from hand, and that's good. So that you often end up in these really ugly matchups in which there's like 3 ice on R&D, 3 ice on HQ, and mind you, some of this ice is really taxing. And then they're just kind of in the waiting room, waiting for them to draw the regulatory capture and score them out from hand. And now this deck also had a big deal. The other one has 3. So also you can just score out a 5-3 from hand. So back here, there was 1 STS drone deployment, which is a pretty gross fast advance if you're not expecting it. It can be ruinous, more so to anarchs, but sometimes criminals as well, if they did throw out their extra copies. You do want to keep your extra copies or breakers because some of the face checks can get you. And then this has a bunch of the other stuff that I really don't like Helheim servers. It was a card that just says, oops, you did your ice math. Haha, ice math, big number. Your rig gets destroyed. Don't love it. Don't love these sort of surprises. Trojan Horse, one of my least favorite cards, also of all time, that says, ooh, you touched one of my cards, which is, you know, an inherent conceit of the game. I have more money than you. I have trashed one of your programs. Like, what is the counterplay to this? I don't know. Have more money than them? I hope you do. And then we have things like ScapeNet, which is equally, oh no, you made a run. Sorry, I've destroyed your win condition. Now this is going to sound like whinging, but it is. But these are like so many of the like very sharp. I would say they're technically interactive cards, but they all fail my like vibe check of like what I want to be playing against a Netrunner. And they're not bad. Like these are good cards. They catch people out. They're mean, which is really funny because there's a sentence coming up in the write up, which is it's kind of pointed. Now this is the same deck. And a really big part about Vantage Point is that we've got more ways to get bad publicity. We did lose an operation back in the day with rotation that was just a 0 cost gain, like 7 credits card. But now we have a 7 cost gain, 7 credits on bad publicity card. So we have that card back, and that back card slot really matters because for the last like year or so, regulatory capture was nowhere because there just wasn't enough ways to get bad publicity, and that's really important. The other card that we got is Reanimation Protocol, and this card is a bit better than it looked. Big part about this is it just gives you bad publicity if the runner doesn't run, which means this deck now has 6 ways or 6 cards that can give you bad publicity if the runner isn't interacting. And sometimes the runner doesn't want to interact because the big way you get your bad publicity to make your, you know, your 6 points not total bricks is by face checking. And so if they don't face check, you can still progress the game forward with this card, let alone you can res a Pharaohs for like less money, which that's not bad, I guess. We also have like other things that I'm not a fan of. Isaac Liberdade, like just getting advancements on cards. Don't like it. Strength boost math, not my favorite thing. Shackleton Grid's in this list, and Shackleton Grid makes a lot more sense in a deck that's not building a remote server. That's just saying I'm putting this on centrals because that's all I got. But having this sort of like really passive, I'm going to score everything from centrals is like, to me, just the worst Netrunner. It's not interesting. It's not very skill expressive. It's boring to watch. It's boring to play against. And it puts so much of the tension into the game into getting lucky on centrals. In fact, that's the only thing you can do. A lot of part of this game that I like is putting cards in remote servers and running them and knowing what they are and bluffing and trashing and, you know, interacting with that part. But this is just like, okay, can you get it from HQ? Can you get it from R&D? And it does feel a lot like I don't want to undersell. Good play will do well in this matchup, but there is also just inherently every card has to be touched from a random spot, and like do not like it at all. What I find really funny, and it's like this, y'all have been giga spoiled by Egg and Op and Melees, which tend to rack up free wins from relatively inexperienced player, enough that fundamentals have gone out the window, stuff like ice placement with intent and when to install it. I mean, like, that's an abrasive sentence for sure, so I don't feel bad being abrasive back, but like, what? You don't think this deck, let alone this deck, takes wins off inexperienced players that like get blown out by these cards? There is so much more finesse and placement and strategy when it comes to playing, you know, horizontal AUCO with kill threat than like this sort of thing. So I don't get it. Like, we have 3 big deals. We're just putting ice on centrals, getting money, and fast advancing. I'm not gonna be baited by this, but like, yeah, I'm not in for this at all. Apologies. We will play it, of course. Shackleton isn't unique. No, Shackleton is not unique. Kind of weird that is the case, but a lot of time the city grids were never unique. I think unique grids are actually rare in this game. Like, La Costa's not unique. If it's part of a city, it's basically saying you're attached to that part of the city or the part of the infrastructure. So For some god awful reason, Nick has decided he kind of likes this deck, and oh boy, I don't like it. Yeah, it's like not fun. I think it's relatively well positioned competitively. This came, mind you, second in OTG and was the top of Swiss. A big part of this is that, like, from my understanding, and I haven't played against it or as it just yet, is like Lou will struggle into this. Like, Ice Destruction is pretty good into this sort of thing. If you're playing like a run-based Shaper, you have bad publicity, that could be good. Or you're playing Baz, I guess that could be good. But at the end of the day, is like struggling to deal with Valenchaos and some of the rough face checks, that can matter. And if you just like big deal out an SDS drone deployment and destroy their second breaker, like that's kind of it for some of these Lou decks. They're a bit greedy in some ways. So yeah, I don't know. Playtime is unironically one of my favorite corp decks of all time. I mean, that's good. It's at least more interesting. There's a lot of moving pieces and it's a bit more of a puzzle, but it's not like, when that was like the deck to play at casuals, I did not go for a couple weeks. I was just like, I'm good. I don't want to play against this. Have more money than them is always held up as a counterplay to everything in NBN. I've always never liked it. Yeah, I'm not into it. We don't have enough heals in Netrunner, so whilst I do agree that NA is pot calling Kettle Black this time, I find him too funny. I mean, it is funny. Like, I'm not actually upset about this. I haven't played against this yet. If like JNet casual is just this all week, I mean, like, yeah, I would not want to play against it. But like, that is just such a funny sentence. It's hard for that not to attack, to get any sort of criticism because it's so goofy. Regions are almost never unique, which is because Rumor Mill has a carve out for unique regions. Wait, does Rumor Mill actually say the word region on it? Diogenes, how's he going? Because Rumor Mill just blanks unique cards. Oh, I spelled it like a Canadian. That's on me, I guess. Each unique non-region asset. Oh, wild. Yeah. Okay. I did not realize that Rumor Mill cared about regions at all. I'm assuming most regions were never unique. Like Sansan wasn't unique, right? Yeah, none of these are unique. Why does it have that text? Lady Liberty was unique, I'm pretty sure, but there's only one Lady Liberty in your deck. But none of these are unique. Lady Liberty is the only one that is unique, but it is one per deck, and it makes sense. It's literally this thing. It's small. Not a lot of people can be hooked into the grid, but most of these aren't. Yeah. Oh, Nihongai Grid is unique. I mean, okay, that's a good balance concern. This card, I don't know the text on. You look at cards or something. Yeah, weird. Kind of weird. Nihongai Grid is unique. Lady Liberty is also an asset. Oh yeah, so true. Lady Liberty is an asset, and I think that's good. The card makes more sense as an asset than anything else. Wait, did I miss Manta Grid? Because if Nihongai is, Manta Grid will be, because they're similar. Yeah, okay. So this is nothing clever. This is just Flashpoint. This era had like really inconsistent everything. Manta Grid was also not a commonly played card, but Nihongai Grid was around the same time. So like, I don't think I have anything smart to say about that. That shouldn't have been like that. Ominous Nanocivic Grid in the corner. I mean, yeah, that one should have been unique, it turns out, or have more text on it. Anyways, let's give this a shot. Notably, this deck doesn't have Spin Doctor, and I think like whether you're gonna call Spin Doctor a crutch is not. I'm like really surprised about that. Also, I want to shout out, this is 54 cards. Like, I hate that because now like trying to snipe 9 agendas from 54 cards, it's like kind of miserable. So like that sucks. But the big thing about these sort of decks is like why they would run Spin Doctor, and I guess at least now we have KPI, is that you are a waiting room. Like a lot of times you'll just have a bad hand. Like if you mulligan and your hand is like regulatory, and like 2 non-bad publicity ice, enjoy the next couple turns of the game where you can't do anything. Now, the problem is I have no idea whether you're meant to be building remotes with this deck. If you are, maybe that's okay. But if you're just sitting there putting ice on centrals and clicking for credits and waiting to draw a big deal, like maybe you'll be fine. And then of course we have like 2 measured and a pivot. So maybe we can consistently present something, some sort of threat. But yeah, like I hated playing these decks because a lot of times you ended up in just that waiting room. Be like, oh, if I draw my red cap, I can do something. It kind of feels a lot like the NBN deck, what's it called? Nebula, where you just kind of sit there and just wait and hope it does good. Yeah, it is fully no remotes. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Okay. Joy. There's 3 Descents, that's your Spin Doctor? I mean, yeah, I didn't realize there's 3 Descents. I guess that is your Spin Doctor. In Nuvem, you want 3 Descents anyways. It's worth noting that we are Nuvem. We'd have to fire text, but Descent is just good in Nuvem because it's cheaper in Nuvem and it fixes your stuff. But yeah, we're 54 cards. That's why we're on Nuvem, of course. My face when I reanimated Descent onto the top of my server. I mean, sometimes you just want bad publicity. I'd be hard pressed to demonstrate that. Yo, Chris, competitive game, come in my game. Chris. I should have named this Chris, get in here. All right, Komodo's in. That's just as good. Triple big deals, no remote ever. I mean, you could build a remote. There's no rules against it. All right, so this is Dow. So I'm pretty sure this is going to be like Dow Hermes, which can blow you out. Thanks, you too. It's also the sort of deck that might be on burner, but like this hand is perfect. Hey, Magic, oops, all next one. Yeah, we'll get one in. We're gonna be playing some more Nuvem after this, but we'll play this a couple times and see how it is. So we can start with the petty cash. You can also discard the petty cash. We don't really need our money up front, so we'll just do the petty cash to play it again. It's an Isaac. The thing is, if we trash Isaac, it's in the bin. We don't have logjam, so we don't have to actually like upgrade max. Isaac is like not bad. We don't actually need 2 credits, and knowing the top of R&D is safe is like reasonable. I am totally okay just drawing an Isaac. Like maybe we should always just trash it. Here we're protecting R&D regardless. I'm gonna play an operation next turn, so I don't mind not taking our 2 credits there. Rip the top too much thinking. I mean, I want to see what Isaac does. It's the only way we can advance Pharaohs on this list easily. Komodo's Keeper mold videos have been very helpful. Have been very fun. I don't think I've seen them. Komodo was just talking about this, putting out the videos. All right, so we're gonna petty cash. Top card's a petty cash, that's perfect. So Isaac says, when your turn ends, you may move this upgrade, and when this upgrade moves, you get an advancement. So we don't have much to be doing here. We can put a flagship on centrals, but this is what I mean. We could draw one. We're drawing into an unknown card. Hopefully it's ice. I mean, this is fine. So we'll put Isaac on HQ, and like we can just click for a credit here. Again, if we top deck a big deal, we top deck a big deal. Problem is like this ice will move around a fair bit over time. Create a remote with Isaac? No, we're not allowed to make a remote. We will for scoring, but yeah, we actually could put Isaac in a new remote and slide it in. But we kept Isaac on centrals. You got to keep your enemies close, you know? Gov sub? Oh yeah, we had a Gov sub in hand, didn't we? That's fine. Touchstone, jailbreak. We're going HQ. Don't care. I don't know if this is stealth or this is just like a value card. Like they might be on Anakim. All right. Cool. Petty. It's a Gov sub. I mean, we don't need that much money. And like, this is what I mean. This is the sort of, you know, like Whale and Glacier is a thing. Like BTL does this sort of thing. Top is a trebuchet. No, we want that. And we're just going to keep sliding this Isaac over. And like, this is what I mean. I don't get it. I don't get it. At some point we'll KPI to draw, but we just need to find a big deal in an agenda. There's 9 agendas and 43 cards. Advance the Pharaohs. We're in no rush. Dow might be on a reprise, so we have no huge incentive. We want to res this stuff. This is a good face check for us. You do need to keep our money down. If that was like a trebuchet, you would actually lose a daily cast or a touchstone. Like there's some pretty bad face checks there. This ice doesn't have to be advanceable, but I want to get that on the table sooner than later. Relegatory capture. Okay, so we're not going to trash that, unfortunately. We could, but I think we just want to shuffle back in with KPI next turn. So I think we're just going to do draw. We might, if this is on stealth, like Dow might have a Baker. So I'm going to put a trebuchet on archives. The problem is as soon as we put on ice on archives, our Pharaohs is going to end up on archives. And I don't want that to happen. That's the problem. So I'm not sure what about that. I'm assuming there'll be more R&D pressure. So maybe we just, if they have Baker, they have Baker. Can this go on anything? Oh, it has no advancements. Oh, okay, never mind. So we have to advance the Pharaohs. I mean, we'll do it eventually. We're in no rush. Evil Kobold, play this deck when it did come out. Did pretty good with it. I am on the opinion that you do need all the cash you can get. Yeah, like we have to play multiple big deals. It's a Shackleton. I mean, that's fun against Touchstone, I guess. Okay, we'll draw once. We have a reanimation, so we want to get one of our ice in the bin at some point. That can just happen with Nuvem, so maybe it was actually right to trash the trebuchet in like immediate hindsight when we saw it off of Nuvem's text. It's a good learning. Second Isaac, it is unique. We can stack the shack. Flagship on HQ is also like totally fine. There's no reason to move this. Having one ice in the bin activates reanimation. Yeah, we definitely should have set it up, especially because it's a bad publicity one. So like the bad publicity downside is kind of a wash, but we don't mind taking bad publicity. Again, the deck has only KPI for shuffling. So if we draw 2 more regulatory captures before we find a big deal, like we literally can't do anything. We have 6 cards that if the runner doesn't run gives us bad publicity. Like I don't understand. There's so much of just like hold on and hope for the best. Azimuth's thrown out. Okay. They have good money, but we're not forcing them to do anything. I mean, I guess we'll KPI. I don't want that. Place an advancement, install an ice. I guess we'll install the Winchester on HQ. So Basalt is the top card. Trash that. No. So we're just gonna. I think we draw and then just take a credit. We top deck a thing, like we're gonna run out of money if we top deck a big deal. Move Isaac, sure. Just complicate things. We have not been trashing enough. We also can use Descent just to fix our hand, right? Oh, okay. So this is good. We get bad publicity. This is making our money go down. I think we have less money than I think we do. Oh, wait, sorry. Okay, sorry. Oops. You sure? Yeah. Oh, yeah, you can do that. Seemed like an ambitious run. Like, I don't think you run with just an SMC. Now, they obviously know that this is a Sentry, but like, it's probably we're gonna install anyways. It's okay. Like, what can I do? Oh yeah, that makes way more sense. I don't feel bad about that. All right, so they got bad publicity. Isaac being on here would have mattered. Pressure spike is pretty awkward. You have to break this for 7. Fire and broken. Okay, so we're just gonna trace through this. So trash one installed runner card. Oh wow. Huh. That's interesting. So if we trash the pressure spike, you have to get another pressure spike. This deck is probably on simul chips. The question is, what are we meant to trash here? Trashing the touchstone is probably one of in the deck. They lose 4 credits. Doesn't seem like they're on a stealth deck. So this is probably just a value piece, probably on Anacom. Yeah, I think you probably do kill the touchstone. How many events have they played? They're playing 1 more sure gamble. They have 2 more creatives, probably some jailbreaks. I think we just crushed the money. Because the breakers will definitely come back. So this is a Trace 6. Dow does not have Link. So Trace is pretty rare in the game. But the idea is, did they pay? No. So you cannot access cards, but that doesn't mean Illumination won't work. Sakamoto pitches Toastone, you know it's gone. Did they? Oh yeah, they pitched a second one. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, double advancing this will be really quite good because it costs a lot to break this. Now you can break it once cheaply. It's only once per run. So stacking 2 Pharaohs is interesting, but this is going to be 7. And then we can install 3 cards. We can't steal. You can still access cards, but you can't steal or trash. So they can see the top of the deck. We definitely need more money. This Gov sub, we probably shouldn't have trashed. I realize that we need every single Gov sub. Propeller's going to be good. We need a triple advanced Pharaohs for that not to be a problem. Telework is good for free. Mantle. Yeah, so it is a stealth deck. After image. Okay, so our sentries are not worth much, and that's okay. Maybe they're on Baker. They saw a measured. Okay, so we can actually put the Shackleton on HQ and make the after image pretty miserable because you literally cannot use it. So the Winchester you have to trace through. So I think we'll just put this on HQ. Not much we have to do here. We can click for credits. I think that's like all we're going to do. I don't think we have a lot of reason to do anything. We can double advance this Pharaohs, but we don't want to overcommit to it because eventually Dow will move it. The Shackleton means you can't spend stealth credits. So after image can get to 4 strength, but can't break any subroutines. Or sorry, it can't get to 4 strength. It can get to 2 strength, but can't break subroutines. This is what I mean. Like, we feel like we're very much in a waiting room. Like, I think we just click for 3. And then we big deal a Basalt next turn, and then HQ gets, like, hammered a bit. But there's not much that's going to cost us there. Descent allows you to shuffle only agendas. Yeah. I think the Shackleton's better on R&D. I mean, I think this is going to move the Trebuchet off of it. We have another Shackleton. It might be right to put it there. And just like, you're not going to use a mental on this. I could see that being right. Stack and Cash have 1-2 good ice on Archives and Descent. Yeah, I'm not sure if we, like against Dow, I have no interest in icing Archives. Like maybe they're on a Baker, but like as soon as we put an ice on Archives, the Pharaohs ends up in Archives. And I don't know if we have enough ice to be okay with that. I think you'd be drawing more to find money. I'm not actually sure how much more money we have. Oh, it is air check. Oh, that's not good. Oh, no, that is the worst interaction. So you cannot lose or spend credits from your credit pool. Shackleton says when the runner spends credit outside their credit pool. I mean, this is so absurdly bad. I'm so sorry. This is exactly what Vantage Point wanted to happen. Imagine that. So this traces, they just have to fire. Now we can't boost all the traces because we don't have the money, but they can't break this unless they want to take 4 meat. This is once per turn when the runner spends credits. So it's actually a... How does this work? Is it paid ability? Now the Winchester has teeth. It's also 6 strength anyways. So like you could just bypass it and not deal with the subroutines and take 4 meat. That probably is fair. If we res the Pharaohs, we're bankrupt, and like we're going to be sitting here clicking for credits. I think in hindsight, throwing out our 5 credit econ card on Gov Sub is probably wrong. And this deck doesn't have Spin Doctor, so it's not going to be recurring these cards. So like our economy cards are play once and that's it. So yeah, I don't know what to do here, because like yes. So they lost 2 overclocks, a jailbreak, and a burner. I mean, that's pretty good. We could res this. This is once per turn. The Pharaohs has to eat a whole propeller. I mean, yeah, I think we do it. Oh. Yeah, I think they take the damage for sure. So if this eats a propeller, we're happy. This is only once per turn. If they break this, it's only, it's 7 strength, so it's still pretty annoying. It's like the whole propeller, right? Yeah, that's not the worst. The issue is we're going to lose a bunch of the stuff too. So like Isaac, that's our last Isaac. We'll see what happens. Reanimation, okay. That's a good single axis for us. Isaac for 2. Mind you, the bad publicity spend. Flagship. Shackleton. Wow. I forgot we had a flagship on that. That's so funny. Okay, so we have 1 bad publicity, and this is what's going to happen. We can always descent to shuffle the regulatory capture back. It actually gains us a credit. So you draw a card, reveal to 2. I mean, I think we just do this because I don't think we want it. So we'll shuffle this back. We'll hold onto the Basalt. Event Horizon, we'll get rid of that. That's fine. We'll just click for 2. Like, this is so sleepy. So we're going to move this one to R&D now because the Winchester is going to hold off against the after image. They can't use real money to trash anything. Oh, you're right. Yeah, and they used all their air check money. Yeah, so this stuff was totally safe anyways. Yeah, Event Horizon in the bin 2 is fine because we can reanimate it for like totally free. Twinning? Maybe we should wait for the descent. But like, this is why I hate the style of deck. It's because you're just literally hoping to draw well because you have no proactive play lines. I do, and now having Spin Doctor is going to get me even worse on it. So like, we want to get to 2 bad publicity. That doesn't really move the needle. We could reanimate an Event Horizon to put it on R&D. I mean, I guess. The multi-axis seems to be twinning, which is not easy to like Event Horizon, but they will get ground down. Like, they only fire Shackleton so many times. The second Shackleton on R&D would be pretty good. Animation click for credits is fine to me. I mean, yeah, it's like what we're doing here. So we reanimate to get the bad publicity. We put the Event Horizon. I think like twinning, sweeping HQ is how we lose. Top card's a Trebuchet. We'll trash it for money. We just take 2. And like, we just need to wait until we have 18 credits. Isaac, yeah, we'll put a credit on the Event Horizon. No, that doesn't really matter. This gets broken for 1 with after image without stealth, so the strength doesn't matter. The descent is not the worst thing. It actually may be okay to reanimate the descent, as funny as that is, because then you can use the descent again to get rid of the regulatory. It's like super convoluted, but you can get it back on the table for free to take a bad publicity, to return it to hand, to expend it. Like, sometimes it might be the play. I don't want to install this. I want to discard and reanimate it. If you reanimate the Trebuchet, you don't take the extra Bad Pub? No, you don't, but we want to. Was there a Trebuchet in there the whole time? Because if there was, I missed it. Honestly, if it gave us the Bad Pub, I would actually go for it. So Taka Mantle, fine. HQ is where we'll eventually lose. So the Event Horizon there is good. We just need to get to 17. With our Ice Res, we can go ahead and just Basalt for free. Drawing, what's it called? Vulture Phone would be the best, but unfortunately, you know, we can go to 3 bad publicity by just getting the Valin Chow out. We haven't seen a decoder yet. The Trebuchet is probably a bit better, but against after image, it's only good if you have Shackleton. So I think we're just going to reanimate the Valin Chow and R&D. KPI? I think we just need money. Oh, we should move Isaacs to make the Valin Chow 8 strength, because it probably will matter. I'm assuming their decoder is Penrose, which boosts to 5. Then it boosts to 8, so it doesn't really matter. They have to boost twice anyways. I think they're probably going to break this by having more money than us. But a Vulture Fund would be the best top deck, because then the red caps are free. The thing is, like, eventually Dow's going to have text, and then it's up to Komodo to make this ugly for us. So we want to make sure we're not installing ice. That's not important. Because it's likely that they'll take all the sentries off of the Shackleton server, but it's still, like, taxing. I mean, again, this is turn 12. We haven't really done anything. You can legitimately text and play this deck at the same time. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how much you're incentivized to draw. That's the issue. So it does just feel like you're playing Magic the Gathering, where you're just top decking. Our Ice Beam Res is really good. That's a nice thing about reanimation. Speaking of, like, this will give us our 4th bad publicity. I mean, the problem is I don't want to reanimate this trebuchet. I think we just click for 3 throughout the trebuchet. So next turn we can score out the measured. Move Isaac. No. How would you rate your board state out of 10? I mean, I would be so frustrated if I was the runner here. And I think that's kind of the point. They might drop a Baker. I think that's the one thing that we'll lose to is the twinning into Baker will get us. I just can't really put ice on archives. We just have to keep our hand clean. So this is the one risky turn where Komodo can drop a Baker. I haven't done an influence check. But like as soon as we put an ice on archives, it's bad. The flagship's on res. Something is on res. It just doesn't matter. But this is the turn where like you have to take action because Basalt into a big deal is the game. We just res flagship into Baker. Does it work? Penrose, okay. So the whole gang's here. They only have 2 more cards. There might be on Levy AR Lab Access. It's not uncommon when you're playing so much of this. They don't seem to have a console. Overclock. Wow. Okay. This seems like it's gonna hurt. What are you gonna do here? Are you gonna take 4 meat damage? So the Vent Horizon is broken for 1. That's totally fine. I feel like this deck wins off runners getting frustrated and throwing as they do fight games before me. Yeah, I agree. So they lost Creative, Burner, Simulchip, Nuka. So they only have 3 cards left. So Measured is like super lethal. So they tanked it. So now they can just go for this, but they can trash the Shackleton. They can sweep the whole hand. So we'll just Event Horizon it. I don't know if they'll have the stealth credits to run back. But the Isaac on HQ is actually would be better because the Winchester would be on 6 strength. Yeah, we are grinder. But they are also grinding themselves into Shackleton. And that's like, I don't understand this card. This is not healthy. Hey, no stress. Undo run. You can flagship to stop the sweep. 20 doesn't care about successful run. Oh my god, flagship does. You're right. Flagship cares. During each run against the server, the runner can access more than 1 card on this upgrade. Yeah, you're right. I totally forgot that this card has text. Yeah. This card has more than Chrysium text. That's really funny. Yeah, we probably will just do that. So this is still expensive. They have bad publicity and overclock credits. The other thing with this decks just sit back and set them until they big deal and then attack and now they're broke. Yes, but that's why like big dealing out an SDS like can hit a breaker. Like I don't think Komodo's on Simulchips, so if we fast advance out and then trash the pressure spike, maybe it's an issue. I can't tell what their last 3 cards are. Penrose breaks this, sick. So yeah, we're just gonna res this. It has text. So they can hit 1 card. They can't trash the Shackleton? They can. They can trash just the Shackleton and the flagship. Yeah. Just the Shackleton. Funny thing is the flagship also needs to go here too, because otherwise you can't really run back. But they're down to 5 credits. We kept the Event Horizon, so like, cool. They trash a Simulchip? They have a Simulchip? Oh yeah, they do have 1. So there's 3 cards left over. We have no idea. Again, regulatory cap waiting room. So I think we just have to reanimate the. I think we just reanimate. It's cheap. Oh, another Winchester on HQ will tax out stealth credits, which is good enough. Pivot is fine. Take 2. So we now have 4 bad publicity. We'll put this on HQ. So these Winchesters are big. And at this point now we can just red cap. Hermes does nothing. I mean, this is not good. I always hate remoteless Netrunner. I find it to be the most boring thing. And regulatory capture is like such a good enabler for it. Big Chester. It's a big Chester. 6 is huge on this thing. 3 subs, all good. Checking archives, legit. No Baker so far. The game is over. It seems pretty not good. We could lose to a Baker. So I think we're just going to do a red cap. Another flagship on HQ is probably like prudent. But I don't know how they deal with this. They have access to 4 stealth credits next turn, so they can't really do much. Scoring this does nothing but gets it out of hand, so I think we're just going to do it. You can Dow, maybe that's worth playing around. So like bringing Event Horizon off of HQ is probably the play. So maybe it actually was better to put flagship on HQ and just chill. I could see that being correct. Because the worst case scenario is you sweep HQ here and steal 5 points and then we lose to a weird single. Yeah, I'm not sure. But we're at the point where if we can afford a Basalt, we just send the Basalt. Again, our deck is not very consistent. We're 54 cards, but drawing a Vulture Fund a year ago would have been great. That's not what I thought would happen. That's surprising. So this makes it seem like they want to go R&D. Weird. Because this they bypass for 2. This they have to break. If we make this 6 strength, it doesn't mean anything. No, that's fine. Reverse flagship because of Hermes? Yeah, following turn. Yeah, we'd res it and just do nothing. Like we'd install it, click for 2 credits, next turn res, score. I hate Hermes. I mean, it's a very powerful card. I like that a card of this power exists in Criminal. There's definitely issues, but it's interesting. I don't think they're locked out. With twinning, they're definitely not locked out. Like they can see 3 cards, no problem, and that could win the game, right? Like they're gonna go for it. Where like they turn on measured if things get really, really bad, like if they steal too many points, but it's like it's full slot machine at this point. The thing is like running HQ is where you want to be running because we've filtered 2 cards and we've drawn through like 30 cards. But here the only thing they can do is R&D because of this event horizon. So Penrose is going to break this. We'll see if they give us credits or not. They do, mind you, have a lot of bad publicity. So running is a bit cheaper than it looks. They're going to full break 3. Okay. Winchester, they bypass for 2. So they use 2 mantles. And then Pharos, they actually have to pay with the pressure spike, which is not on threat 4. So it is a bit expensive. We probably should double advance as Pharos, but then eventually it just gets swapped. Excuse me. It's too cheap on cost and influence. I think influence at 3 is like reasonable. Maybe 4 is a bit better, but it is 1 credit too cheap. They could have saved a credit. If they gave us 2 credits? Oh yeah, they didn't have to break the last one because because they had 15 credits. And the runner, if you have more credits than the runner. Oh yeah, they didn't have to break that one. It's tie is fine. Yeah, they did. It's bad publicity. Oh no, it does matter. Yeah, bummer. All right, so let's see 3 here. We have to hope for the best. An SDS is a bit tricky because you can't really afford to trash much. Trashing a bitch deal's fine. We don't want to draw it, so that's good for us. Fine. Vulture Fund? I mean, I think we just score this and pass. Because now 2 of these are out. If we get the big deal off, we win the game. We all got to stop dunking on Rotary. It clearly wasn't what it wanted to be at some point. Same with Détente. Like at some point, you just have to put cards out. It's a shame it is what it is, but like... Energy has enough, like, they know that they don't love the cards that they're putting out for criminal consoles. Like, it's been a mess. Okay, so now they can run HQ. It's reasonable. It's fine. It's going to be very expensive, and the Event Horizon's now on R&D. Like, DAO does have good enough text. The issue is, like, anytime they steal something, now they have to play around measured, and in theory, they have to play around double measured. Next turn, we'll just do Vulture Fund flagship on HQ, but here sweeping 3 from HQ is probably the play. The thing is, they don't have enough stealth credits to break 2 sentries, so probably not, actually. Daytona is sort of awkward. We have Film Critic at home. I don't even know if I'd say that. I don't even think it does anything. At some point, the card must have been good. If we turn, this turn we go Vulture from Flagship HQ, and if we had to draw an agenda, we see off Nuvem and next turn win. Yeah, that sounds about right. Why are you running here? We saw 3. Oh, I guess this sees 2 new cards. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, this does see 2 new cards because they did trash one. I think Winchester's just a good ice. It doesn't matter if it's on HQ. Those are like reasonable subs. All right, so that's 2 to bypass. So the server so far costs 3 credits. The problem is Pharos does cost a bit, and at least now it's cheap. It costs 5, if you want to say that's cheap. Triple advancing this doesn't mean anything because you have that threat 4 text at this point. So there's no reason to triple advance Pharos unless you put 2 berries on the same server. Our Isaac goes on R&D next turn. I don't think Isaac on R&D matters because Event Horizon, actually Event Horizon being 2 strength doesn't matter. Yeah, it changes the math 0% putting it on R&D. Me too, if I'm not wrong. Because Pharos gets broken for the same. Winchester gets bypassed. Event Horizon at 2 and 0 is broken for 1. Trash another big deal. Hit a Basalt. Uh-oh. It doesn't matter if Isaac's on R&D? No, I don't think it does. Because 7, there's no breakpoints. There are no breakpoints that matters on that run. Because Pressure Spike is on threat 4 text. All right, so R&D soft. So we can grab any card back. So it's up to us to figure out what card we should be grabbing back here. Measured into measured is only 8 credits for us. Here, they can just click for 3, but then they lose. So I think we just grab pivot, and then they always lose unless they win this run. Yeah, now it's just measured, pivot, measured. Which cost us like 9 or something? Shackleton? I mean, the game's over. Antoine, how's it going? Shackleton would be really fun. Do it? Yeah, I mean, I will. Oh my god, the second, no, that's the measure we played. Hey, GG. I mean, it's, yeah, I don't, this is not my thing, that's for sure. Hey, thanks for game. So sorry for the Shackleton. That was hilariously well positioned. Yeah, that was just the worst. Doing good on you. I've been under the weather for the last 2 weeks now, but it could be worse. Man, that Shackleton was absurd. Yeah. Anyways, I don't like any of this. Like, I don't know what to say. It's not super skill expressive. It's very much hope that you draw good because you can't make proactive plays. There's definitely like things you can do better than other players. That's for sure. Like it's not bereft of all skill expression, but it's like this sort of thing's not my thing. Yeah, right. Yeah, killing the touchstone was really, really important because now they're very limited with how much stealth they have. Because the 2 mantles and the Trickster Taka generates an odd number every turn. And if you need to deal with 2 sentries, that's difficult. They did throw out the other one. I'm lucky you weren't on Baker. That would have been an issue. With Dow, I assumed you would be, but I didn't want to commit ice to archives for Dow's sake. Yeah. Like as soon as you put an ice on archives, like even if it's the garbage ice, your best ice ends up on archives, like your Event Horizon or your Pharos, and like that's really, really bad for you. Cool. Let's play a different Nuvem deck, I think. No interest for Baker, sadly. Yeah, I didn't do a count. Komodo, good game. I didn't do a full count, but it seemed like once the Hermes came down, it seems pretty difficult. And yeah, Hermes, like Dow, makes sense. You see that a fair bit. You're on 2 Hermes, but they were in the bottom like 4 cards or 3 cards. Brought in 5 cards. But that's, again, a good thing as we res a lot of our ice, which is like a kind of nice part of our animation protocol. It's good against ice destruction. It was like pretty good card against Seb. Cool. Anyways, yeah, that's the deck list of the week. Want me to share my Nuvem list? It's more rush reanimation. Yeah, Conrad. I think it'd be cool. It builds remotes for sure. I think there's not a lot of Nuvem. Oh, actually, that's not true. I put out some footage earlier, last month, in which it was like, you know, that sort of no build remote Nuvem, and it's not my favorite. If you want to share the deck, please, Conrad, just if you share the link, it'll get swallowed, so you have to kind of obfuscate it from YouTube. I drew the after image on the turn and made the R&D run, so I couldn't SMC for Trebuchet. Very unideal. Ah, yes. Yeah. Yeah, the Trebuchet is a hard hit. Wow, yeah, that worked. Okay, Conrad, let me grab this. Netrunner, db.com. Do I just jam it in here? Okay, Bone Garden. That's a good name. Okay, so this just seems like pretty reasonable Nuvem. 14 influence. Leave 1 for Jesus. That's good. This looks what you'd expect. There's another list like this that we're gonna try out. You have Reanimation Protocol. This is called as a bit rushy. Cultivate's a really cool card in general. It's hard to find slots in some decks, but it's also nice in Nuvem because you can set up the card that you'll trash with Nuvem. So it just gives you like a lot of control, and control is nice. Of course, you have the measured. So you have the 1 Myoshu, which that's fine. Again, in a remote list deck, you don't play Myoshu, so that makes a lot of sense. We're on 1 Winchester. We're on no bad publicity. So a big thing we want to do is like Seamless Launch. Seamless Launch is so good in Nuvem because you go credit positive, and any card, like I remember when Nuvem came out, the thing that we did that felt good was to just score out of Basalt Spire. Because as soon as you score out of Basalt Spire, obviously the world is your oyster. This is on Logjam, a single brown as well. Not too uncommon. I think we were seeing Sokka was posting a list with like 3 bronze and Nuvem that was doing well earlier this year. Toxin is like one of the reanimation protocol cards that you're meant to play. I don't think I've ever expended this yet, but it's like it on its own is really good. But the idea is that you can expend this and then reanimate it. That's kind of the line. Let's give this a shot. This seems honest, which is the issue. The 2 Malaperts, like I'm assuming you want to get 1 for the Myoshu for sure. 2 petty cash seems like a crime. I feel like you need 3 petty cash in every Nuvem deck. It's so good in the list. I wonder if it's better, like having things from the remote server is good, but that's a hard sell for me. It's like your favorite card to draw when it like fires Nuvem 3 different ways. But yeah, oh no, it is a red cap deck. Oh yeah, okay, I missed that, excuse me. And the bad publicity we have is Vulture Fund and Reanimation. We're not playing Trebuchet. We are playing 2 Valenchow, and that's it. Okay, yeah, sure. I like Cultivate plus Protocol. Oh, that's a cool way to set it up too. Yeah, Cultivate plus Protocol. It's like an interaction point. That's neat. It's a mix of Sokka's cranked and some personal flavor. Okay, very cool. Let's give this a shot. Thank you for sharing. Import deck. I can't do this, right? No, it worked. Wow. I didn't know that they changed that. Cool. And we have spins in this one. Hey, glad you made it in. Thought you'd snipe the last one. Nuvem. Me, what am I playing? Up to you. You don't know how to answer that. All right, it's Lou. Okay, so 44 card. Lou? Thanks, you too. Chris is great. If you don't know Chris, Chris is the best. So, what is Lou going to do? Lou's going to play probably 2 of each breakers. Probably not stealth. Also probably going to play an Audrey. I mean, that's largely okay. This hand is fine. We have petty cash. We have tree line. I don't know if we want to rush behind the tree line. The above the law might not have a target on turn 1. It's not uncommon for Lou to get something down. But 1 ice is not going to do it. It loses to Botulus. I don't know if Botulus is super common in a lot of the modern Anarch decks, but it's been a second since we've seen, like, let's look at this. Yeah, it's not super common they actually can break an ice on turn 1. I'm going to try it. It's a bit risky, but I'll try it. When did I build and publish a Nuvem list? I mean, Conrad snuck in at night through the open window and looked through your files. I still like seamless Nuvem, but undecided if I want to try LTD slash and burn version over the OTB looping. Okay, we have measured. We'll start with the petty cash. It's a regulatory capture. We're just going to get rid of it. We don't want to draw it. New remote. Go from here. Now, this is maybe an overextension, but there's not much else that we can do with this hand. This looks like an anthill, so if it eats like a pinhole, we'll be happy. But this card's not bulletproof. If you want to break it with an early Rising Tide, like, so be it. This sort of play kind of sucks a bit more because now all the Anarchs are playing Hermes. So like just throwing out a red cap is like a really easy way to lose to Hermes. Yeah. Oh, I meant CTZ. Sorry, correct. Yeah, this is what I mean. So we don't have any trigger off this thing, which sucks because now we've betrayed it. We have a petty cash here. Okay, top is a hedge fund. I mean, we basically played it clicklessly. We can get a spin doctor on the table and hope the Gachapon goes find a companion. Okay. We want to get this thrown out. We've already done an event this turn, so we have no huge incentive. The Pharos and R&D is like a bit heavy-handed. We could just go full rush and say this goes on server 1. I mean, maybe I don't mind that. It's just like we're playing slots against hey Changeling, how's it going? We're playing slots against Hermes. But you don't know the top of the deck, so Cultivate is still not bad. Stacking 2 barriers. Whatever, we'll just do this. Okay, so yeah, nothing surprising here. I'm assuming the Echelon comes down or the Buzzsaw. I don't know if you rush out of twinning unless you have a companion in your hand. Sorry, it's hard to show these. These are the cards from Gachapon. You can install 1 virtual or program. So it is the twinning, surprising. So at least that is a target for the above the law. But above the law passing the turn, like we might have wanted to advance this once. So the Hermes gets removed. Sure, Gamma gets removed. Okay. So we know that there is breakers in the deck. So they're less likely to be in hand is all I'm trying to say. But usually these decks play 2 of each. Paladin, honestly, reasonable target. None of these can be trashed, measured in hand. So Lou cannot deal with it. Okay. So if we want to triple advance this, we can trash a Paladin. That actually seems more important. Chris's money is entirely this Fermenter. It bounces with Hermes, but that's fine. Honestly, this Pharos was a huge mistake. We should have thrown it out because of the reanimation. I don't know what I'm doing here, especially because it's really good to throw out a card into Hermes, but now we have to throw out a card into Hermes the bad way. Yeah, I'll shut the money down. So you have to like technically now crack the Fermenter, but that's not that bad. Yeah, I didn't like that turn. What percentage of runner decks do you think you run Hermes? If you're talking about competitive play, oh, that's perfect. If you're talking about a competitive play, currently in the meta, a lot. All the criminals and almost all the Anarchs at this point. We want to keep the Pharos in the min. Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, that discard actually did make sense. I think you do uproot centrals, not server 1. So maybe that was smart. Accessing on no credits. Another Paladin of Puemo. Oh my god. We just... Please. Okay, so we can reanimation protocol and get the Pharos on the remote server and just start rushing. The thing is we have nothing to rush. So we could start with the Cultivate to set up maybe a better reanimation so we're not stacking 2 barriers. I'm into that. The top cards of the deck are Hedge Fund, Valiant Chow, Cultivate, Event Horizon, Cultivate. Okay, so we have to trash the card. Oh my god, I love this card. Yeah, right? Give me like 10 minutes. So Event Horizon on the remote server is fine. Balance Challenge Reserve is pretty good. There is a big fermenter here, which like maybe we should have purged. But as long as we have credits, this is good. We'll get bad publicity no matter what, so this seems fine to discard. We also can discard the next card, which will probably be a Cultivate. So we'll do Valenchow, we'll trash. Then we'll do cards to add to HQ. Oh, I forgot we get that. What a little treat we have for ourselves. We'll put a hedge fund back, and then we'll do Cultivate, Event Horizon, Cultivate. And then we can Nuvem the Cultivate. So we get so much control. We did get 2 credits, yeah, good. So we can put a Spin Doctor on the table. That's fine. The top of R&D is safe. I want to find an agenda. We didn't. I guess we'll reanimate, but we want to do reanimate jam in the same turn. So I think we put the Spin Doctor on the table. We know the top of the deck is safe. So I guess we can just pre-reanimate. We know a Buzzsaw does not break this well. So the Valenchow will get on server 1. Okay, Event Horizon. No, we don't get any benefit for that. And then we can hedge fund next turn, but we can also cultivate next turn. I'll just get money. Weird. We don't need a Nuvem to cultivate, by the way. Cultivate gains 2 credits already. What? Oh my god, you're right. I'm okay with it because I don't want a third cultivate, but I totally forgot that this trashes from the top of R&D, so you do get your credits regardless. Oh, that's mega cool. I did not realize that. Thank you. Yeah, Chad is pointing that out too. Yeah, 3x cultivate was too many, so I don't feel bad about that. We want an agenda here. Never you. This does put us on game point, though. I mean, I think that turn was purged the fermenter by a mile. Yeah, we should have purged that fermenter because this turn was not good. I don't know why you did the Spin Doctor play. Like, Chris getting 10 credits puts him back in game. I mean, I really should have purged. Yeah, I definitely should have purged there. That was not smart. The top of the deck is still safe. I can put the red cap. I drip 5 every turn. I don't know. I think I want to purge it. So we don't know the next part of R&D because we have the cultivate. So I guess we can just set up the top of the deck. Okay, so it's petty cash, which will trash. We gain 2 credits. Everything else is gas. Hedge fund, logjam, tree line. Tree line on HQ is fine. Logjam on HQ is fine. Seamless launch we don't really need, but it helps. But I just hate that we haven't drawn an agenda. Again, Nuvem's a bit more inconsistent, and I feel like you feel it. Okay, so add to HQ. We want to ice HQ because there's going to be Taka and some credit pressure. Excuse me. So I think the seamless on HQ is fine, but the seamless on RD is fine. I think we just put the logjam on HQ. Logjam is going to have 1, 2, 3 counters. Yeah, it's not amazing. Consider trashing ice to reanimate here. Yeah, that might be fair. Reanimating a logjam is like kind of ugly, but it's not the worst. Yeah, we can trash it. We've already gotten our 2 credits, but I'm okay trashing the logjam and reanimating it. Yeah, I think that's fine. So we'll do card debt to HQ. We'll just get money, I guess. And then top of R&D, we'll do tree line seamless logjam. And I'll trash the logjam for fun because we need to find deeper into our deck. And then I think we can just reanimate the logjam. I'm not excited to give Lou 2 bad publicity for like maybe obvious reasons because the Spin Doctor is going to force a shuffle anyways. And that's going to be pretty bad. I think we actually have to just reanimate the Pharos onto R&D. Because I think the Spin Doctor is going to get pressured. I'll be surprised if it doesn't. And then the cultivate value gets lost. So we probably should put the seamless in our hand, not the hedge fund. Because I'd be surprised if the Spin Doctor is not contested. Maybe you don't. I don't know. I think Chris thinks we're going to purge next turn, which might be correct. And like Spin Doctor allows us to Nuvem with like total control. So I do think you want to pressure it. We also could be a slash and burn deck. You can sweep HQ for 3. We're not super concerned about it. Fine. Makes our logjam better. Sort of. Devil Charm. Oh, that's bad. That's ice destruction. So that's pretty bad here. Okay, so we have to consider. We could petty cash to still purge. The top card of the deck is an Event Horizon? What was it? The top card of the deck. It's a tree line. So we want to probably petty cash to trash, and I think we'll purge the fermenter. This is now a 4-2, which is like on the cusp of scoreability, but I think we actually want to discard this. I'm not actually interested in holding this card. So I think we just do purge throughout the regulatory capture. It means that we didn't play the thing. but I don't want that card. I don't know. I just need to find an agenda like a year ago. But Devil Charm means we're definitely on Chisel, if not a Crew. And Crew is a bit expensive because you can't use Paladin to install it. Simulchip means we're probably on Chisel. So yeah, the Spin Doctor gets used here. That's fine. So we'll bring the Red Cap back. I think like Reanimation is actually really good against an Ice Destruction deck. So I think we would go for that. But I could see us bringing back one of our 3 Cultivates because it's just like a hella good card. All right, Seamless Launch is on the top. I mean, we just need to go deeper into the deck. Man, this is so stressful because we're not drawing anything. Yeah, I need to see cards. I need to see agendas. Like, we can't wait for the Anarch to install all their breakers. Again, we're dripping so many as a Fermenter for 4. I feel good. I feel good about that. So this might instill a run. Okay, Echelon's a start. That's good. The Vent Horizon. You don't just get blown out. Chisel, we're opening up R&D. I mean, I'm so sad about that. That's where all the agendas are. We're going to see 3 cards and the whole game's going to be cooked here. Because we're going to lose Lock. Okay. And now we're going to see 3, and that's where all the agendas are. I mean, maybe if you steal 4 points, you die to double measured. That'd be kind of sick. Yeah, see 3 cards, Chris. Yeah, it's a good idea. See more cards. My Malapert. See more cards, Chris. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's so good for you. Shit, never mind. Oh, I had 2 measured. I couldn't find an agenda for the life of me. Oh, life is a roller coaster there. Chris saw 3 cards, saw 3 agendas. I mean, it makes sense. Like, we drew half our deck and saw 4 points. Again, this is the issue with Nuvem. This is not like a genuine Nuvem crash out because I enjoy Nuvem a fair bit. But it's like the bigger your deck is, the less good it is at self-correcting. So like if you don't draw an agenda, the chance of you drawing an agenda next card does not go up significantly. I mean, yeah, well, yeah, you die all the time there. Damn. Man, that would have been fine. Like, that's actually kind of risky. Chris accessing with no credits. Like, if you only steal 2 agendas, it's just measured we win. Hey, cheers, you too. I mean, we'll take it. We'll take it. That was a good game. In some ways. If you didn't trash the hedge fund, it wouldn't have happened there. I mean, you're right, but like, that's like very result oriented. I'm not actually worried about that. The deck only had how many agendas? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's only 5 agendas in the deck. Well, there was 8 for a minute, but yeah, no, that's fine. Above the Law could have kept that from happening. Yeah, Above the Law and the Twinning might have been better. The decks are running 2 Twinnings. The thing is, like, if you trash the companions, the Twinning doesn't charge. And trashing Paladin first is the one that's easiest to play first. More of the decks are not playing Mystic, so like that's kind of fun. But yeah, trashing the Twinning is like reasonable too. I could see going either way. The thing is, like, the deck are running usually like 5 or 6 companions, but Paladin's the easiest one. The problem was like the Paladin came down immediately, which like that was just bad luck on our part. But if there's no Paladin for a while, like the Fencer wouldn't have fired, the Taka wouldn't have fired, so there would have been no 20 counters. So we only got blown out because it was 2 Paladins in a row. Because that's the only one that could have charged there. And unfortunately, it was the next card. Cultivate Micro is hard. I feel like we could have spaced them out to stop R&D lock. Yes, I don't think I realized that Cultivate did the thing that Cultivate did. Why we got more bears? It's mostly, hey, this is Antoine. Okay, so there's gonna be HQ pressure. Thanks, you too. There's gonna be HQ pressure. Putting a Brawn on HQ is a bit rich for us. We can't really put it behind Antil. We need Ice HQ unless we can full duck it. Should have popped the Fermenter. This is why we play Escape Net. I mean, nah, I'm good. I'm good. I can't keep this hand, I don't think. That's a much better. So Antoine has been playing Lucy Hot for a really long time, really quite well. We're going to be seeing finalities, reprise, definitely a finality. So we will get run down if we don't go fast enough. I'm for one happy that Escape Net has mostly passes by. It's darn, you can't say that. It just keeps coming back. You can never escape it. That's kind of the name. Okay, we have a Vulture Fund. Of course we do. So let's start here, see what's on top. It's a red cap, more like get out of the game. I guess now we have to do Spin Doctor and we just have to ice up HQ. In theory, like running archives is not very likely, but this deck is running Carpe Diems, and so like you will just check archives 1 out of 3 times for fun when Moosey Hot draws it. I heard that. Dario, we played your deck. You know, you had to know it had been one of my favorites, right? Touchstone into Clean Getaway. I mean, we could res a Spin Doctor. I don't think we care that much here. Technically, like you can like break lock with the Spin Doctor, but I don't know if it actually matters. Keeping the Melee Recursion's fun though. No, 100%. Like that's an issue. I think we have to use this now. So Antoine knows. What card did you see? I'm only like 90% sure I know how card ordering works. Be more specific. So the Event Horizon is the one we draw first. When you draw multiple cards, the oldest is on the left, right? I mean, it sucks that we have to use a Spin Doctor like this. We could be brave, but yeah, that's fine. A hedge fund back at least is not nothing. I'm pretty sure Event Horizon was seen. Wait, do you know the top? I just drew it. The spin. I just drew 2 cards, so I didn't know if which one you saw. I think you see the left one in my hand. I'm pretty sure. Not a problem we have in person. Yeah, cool, thanks. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it makes sense. The newest one is on the left. That should have been like super intuitive. I don't know why it wasn't. All right. We can zoom in a wee bit. No stress. It's on me. Okay, so we have a Pharos, which is a face check. We have money, which is good. Giving bad publicity against Moosey Hot is probably not amazing, but like it's part of the game plan. Reanimation protocol. I mean, I don't want to trash that. I would either just throw out a Pharos and bring it back. So I'm not going to trash that. That might be wrong. I think these are like the interesting lines that we're learning. Pharos and R&D is pretty good. So we want to play the hedge fund next turn. Wait, we said we want to discard the Pharos, so that's not the play. Boomerang Transfer blows us out, so we want to put Event Horizon on R&D, but we know the top of R&D is safe, so and we have no reason to ice it up besides like a jailbreak, I guess. So I think we just do Event Horizon on HQ credit. Like this does not seem like a rush deck. I'm gonna play this like remoteless Nuvem, unfortunately, which sucks. Mostly hot whiffed. I'm pretty sure you trash aggressively to get to the juice. Yeah, me too. But like knowing the top of R&D is safe is actually like worth a fair bit. Yeah, okay, so at least there's only one known card here. Transfer blows nothing, you have 18 credits. Yeah, and Event Horizon for the remote server is maybe a bit more impactful. Okay, so Saw of Reanimation, of course, and another card. So we'll start here. What? Where did the Pharos go? Were we not holding a Pharos? Oh, it's in our hand. I'm sorry. My bad. We were meant to discard a card there. Whatever. SDS drone deployment. I mean, no, we can't trash that. I hate Nuvem sometimes. God, I hate Nuvem. Mostly hot whipped. You don't need bad pipping against Crim unless you're super set up and ready to go. We need it for the reg caps, is the way I see it. Like, I think we need bad publicity. I don't know if we can go fast enough. Like, against, there's no Hermes yet, so maybe we can go. But like, install advanced events to SDS behind a logjam is relatively safe. The issues like Hermes hits R&D were cooked. Oh, that was on top of the deck. Go. We can last click draw there and discard ice reanimation too. Yeah. Well, over 2 turns, right? That's not Nuvem crash. I'd have a lot of fun with Nuvem. I mean, the deck got more interesting with these cards. So worst case scenario is you install a breaker. Like trashing a Chesva is fine. We'll do it. But we want to shoot a breaker. Moosey Hut's probably running 2 ofs, maybe a Praxis, but probably 2 ofs. A jailbreak. Okay, this is 2 unknown cards. I mean, you just touch cards here. Nothing. These 2. Won't likely install another breaker. If we have to trash a Chesva, we trash a Chesva and we pass, especially before there's a Hermes on the table. This also puts us on threat 3, which is not useful. But closer to 4, and now we know R&D is safe next turn. Antoine's money hasn't been good. Local store found a historic championship in 2014, so we're doing 2014 meta tournament the weekend. What's the prize support? That's probably a good kit, Sandarian. That's sick. Okay, Hermes is here. Okay, so we could Seamless for tempo to repair Hermes. The problem is like the Hermes repair is not that bad. Like if something gets bounced, we just throw out a Pharaohs. Yeah, it doesn't matter. We destroy coffee. It was Wotan? Okay, still not the worst. You just got the Pharaohs, that's good? Yeah, it's not bad. It's definitely not bad. And it's nice to get your Ice Res against Hermes. Above the law for Debbie is probably the play eventually. Like we can do stacking 2 barriers is a bit weird, but Antoine's money's not there. We know there's a Shibboleth in hand. I think we've only hit 2 out of 5. Yeah, take some credits, get some hedge fund. We're on money now. Okay. Touchstone is also a lot more money with Debbie. Like we have 7 credits to charge this. So if you install a breaker run, it's doable. We know there's a Shibboleth in hand, but I think we can reanimate a Pharaohs and just push in the remote server and say, I don't care about centrals. I think next turn, the top of R&D will be weak to Hermes. If this would be a Toxin, I think would be okay. Oh, no. Well, it's gone now. Actually, we shouldn't have trashed that. Knowing the top of R&D is safe into Hermes is so important. Right? Like we lose to Hermes here. I mean, I guess we could just ice R&D. We can expend the Pharaohs to get it to big. Then there's only Boomerang or Bust, and I don't think we're playing Boomerang. But if you install a Kurapira, you're breaking this for 4, 5, 6, 7 anyways. I mean, this is just going to get blown out by, what's it called? By Reprise anyways. Reanimation working against Hermes is a really funny equity point for the deck. Yeah, it's actually really sick. Pinhole, got him. Now the twinning is our target. The deck is probably on 2 twinnings, unless Antoine is saying 1 twinning jailbreaks is enough. Yuck, yum. We know this is safe. This is why we did not trash with Nuvem. Mind you, 20 can see another card. Don't worry about that. It's a measured. Okay, that came down for free. So now R&D is safe. So I do think like keeping the top of the deck safe against a push in the remote server with Hermes is like kind of sick. We have to trust the twinning here, right? If we do triple advance, we have to bounce on a card. It'll open up HQ, which is a bit awkward. So I will Seamless this just so we don't get blown out. Reanimation on top. I want that. And then we can repair HQ. Event Horizon is not bad. It can end a transfer. It can end any run. When the runner hits us, they break it for 3 though. That seems fine. Okay, so we've seen 1 twinning. We've seen 2 jailbreaks. We got the Carpe Diem, rolls R&D, totally safe, is a reanimation on top. We are on game point, measured. One of them is in bin, one of them is in hand. This one's not known, but one in the bin feels good. So as soon as you steal an SDS, you have to deal with double measured. Micho's going to find a Kurapira. So now HQ is a bit tense. We can reanimate nothing, but we can get rid of the Toxin, and then we can reanimate it. Toxin on HQ seems fine. We also can just push in their remote server. We have nothing to push. So we'll expend this. So this grabs us a Sentry and a Barrier. So we'll get... How good is Logjam here? We haven't seen an upgrade yet. We haven't seen an Acid yet, besides the spin. So we'll go for Brawn and Event Horizon, I think. Okay. Top card's Winchester, more like Binchester. We can reanimate the Toxin. I don't actually want to put it on HQ. I think we're going to lose to R&D. Seamless is after. I mean, that's acceptable. And then we can put Event Horizon on HQ for any sort of pressure. I mean, I don't like that we're not progressing the game forward. Moosely Hot whiffed. Yeah, it's a cool line. It's a cute line for sure. The fact that also with the Toxin, after you fire Nuvem, you can mill another card, and maybe that can be the card that could be better than Toxin. Okay, Bio with bad publicity is like pretty good. We have to remember 3 bad publicity is going to catch us out. We definitely need the 4th bad publicity so the red cap can actually win, because we're 1 top deck away from the red cap win. In terms of ice that we actually can res, that gives us bad publicity here. It's only 1 more Valenchow, because we're not running any of the bad pub ice. Sorry, we're not running Trebuchet. They were Piranhas. We are running 2. Shibo, twinning, 2nd twinning. I mean, makes sense. Pretty common in the meta now. So Carpe Diem's on R&D. Shibboleth, you have to boost twice. So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, that's bad publicity. So I mean, you can do it. You can see 2 here. Decline to do Carpe Diem, because you do lose to double measured if you less you draw. Okay. Okay, seamless. Value MR Town? I don't think so. I think that's a win condition. I think we just push in the remote server and say, like, what are you going to do? Run this? Right? Like, I think we just put this on server 2, advance it. Like, we just want this to get stolen. We're going to be resing this for a fair bit. I think we just do server 2. Like, maybe we actually do seamless for tempo. Like, we can always seamless the logjam or the pharaohs. But I think we just want to put this on the table and say, like, go. The problem is if we commit, like, we could advance this once and then we win next turn. Yeah, IA is good because now we're actually pressuring. The thing is, like, if we res the logjam, we're going to need 8 credits to do double measured. In Nuvem, it's 5 into 3. And we won't have that if we res the logjam. Yeah, I think no matter what, this forces interaction. The only thing this gets blown out by is, like, running R&D seeing 3, which at least that forces interaction too. The thing is, like, running is really cheap with Debbie and Touchstone. So, like, we have to get through those, like, armor credits before we actually get to measured credits. And that's going to be a bit tricky. This is basically saying there's an event horizon here. Because that's a lot of credits. Like, there's 13 more credits Antoine has. Luckily, Moosey Hot, has a buy advance. Okay. So 15 more credits to tank through. I don't think this wins. Oh, the thing is, if we can res a logjam, we can get an econ card. Yeah, we're fine. The thing is, I think we shuffled the hedge. Oh, no, we have one more hedge fund. Okay. Class act. Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay. Antoine has her number. That's really, really good. Because now the double measure doesn't get there. Yeah, that's a really, really, really good line. Is you class out with buy bands. So this turn, we're running the remote server. Oh, we're running HQ with R&D with Bravado. I thought we'd go to the remote server here. I think we're doing all of it. So if this whiffs, you run the remote server. Dumping the twinning, nothing. Okay, you have 11 credits, and this run will be free. We did use some touchdown credits there. But this is 7. Again, we have 3 bad publicity. So, like, Event Horizon gets a bit worse. Yeah. Wow. The money. So we just have to throw everything and hope that the money doesn't survive. This is not a Debbie run because you're doing Bravado. Bravado is going to give you 6 credits. Debbie gives you 9. I'm not sure. I mean, at the end of the day, you'll have money for the thing. So we res this. It's only 3 strength. That might actually be wrong because Courier is not that expensive. We need to get the Pharaohs up to 10. Yeah, it loses to Reprise, but we can always, like, seamless this if we need to. Okay, so this Antoine's going to be on a lot more credits. We can go for the Vulture Fund, which we can't play. We can do Hedge Fund. We can do Measured. We can also just grab a second Measured here. But, like, Antoine has our number, and Antoine's going to have so many more cards in hand, so I don't think we go for it. I think we go for the Vulture Fund, because if we have the Vulture Fund, that's one of our last bad publicity things. No, then I guess we go for the Reanimation. I think that's just better, because with Reanimation, we'll be on 4 bad publicity, and we can top deck the win. We have a 1 in 11 chance. I mean, the fact that we don't have money is an issue. You know the top 3 is safe, so we know we're not drawing into it sooner than later. But, like, Measure's not going to do anything. Antoine's going to be on, what is it, 11 credits? And then has a click left, and we'll draw 4 cards of Class Act. So that's not particularly good. So the question is whether we get the Vulture Fund for bad publicity or the Reanimation. I could see us doing credit Vulture Fund. Yeah, it's a bit ugly. We're going to need a big piece of ice on R&D. Unfortunately, the Courier being at 2 sucks. That was a really, really absurdly good turn. Like, exactly everything. Huge econ card, Class Act for, like, free. Just so good. Oh, Petty Cash. I mean, that's good. Tree lines on top. Do we want to trash it? That means Antoine can see a new card next turn. I mean, that's fine. We need to find a new card anyways. We can do Vulture Fund for bad publicity. Logjam on top. That's acceptable. And we can just put a Brawn on R&D. Event Horizon on R&D is good too. Spend tree lines better than click for credit. Yo, Kevin. Yes, if we had a Nuvem yet, which I'm not sure if we did. I think we just put this on R&D. Debbie still has 9 credits on her. Have you considered that Nuvem's just a corp toponic, except trashing friend is worse than trashing from the deck? I have. They're very similar, yes. I just put it into the old Mad Libs and they came out with a new ID. I actually think trashing the card on the top of the deck was right, because we only win if we top deck naturally the right cap, and we know we're going to top deck whatever garbage we saw underneath there. So we probably should have just trashed that for value anyways. Kid is good. Kid is good. For those who don't know, I've probably said this story before, but Antoine was playing when I got into the game. Antoine was like 12 or something. Probably not that young. That's probably an exaggeration. But we're at a point where like we had to move. We couldn't have our game in a venue because you were too young because they were selling alcohol. And now Antoine has been playing for like a decade and has a lot to show for it. So this is the transfer it's going through. The Carmen breaks the event horizon for only bad publicity. The only reason to res this is against Hermes, which is like probably okay. If we trade this for a Hermes, we're losing 4 credits instead of losing 3 credits, which doesn't feel great. I think we don't res this. I'm not feeling we're winning this at all. Again, there's 11 credits on Debbie. We're getting totally run over. Like there's a chance Event Horizon was the only good plays on the remote server, and then we do a measured fork on the next basalt. Yeah, this Event Horizon probably should be on server too. No twinning use. Clever. Okay, so we drew. Okay, wait, actually, this does see us card. Okay. We have to trash that. We need to draw into something good. Hey, Joel. How's it going? I wish we had a card to put into here. Like an Antil would be good. Anything would be good. We can make R&D a bit harder to run. I think that's the only line we have is make R&D harder to run. But like with bad publicity, this is all kind of nonsense. Like I feel this is the feeling in Netrunner I would spend so much time and money avoiding not having a line. Like just sitting here hoping. And we are top deck red cap after Antoine does not sweep. Okay, so I guess we're sweep down. This is Debbie, so 11 credits. Been building up since like turn 2 or turn 3. You could click the Brawn, I guess, but like you have 4 bad publicity and it makes the core appear fully charged, which is a very scary piece of text for us. Played some Netrunner with a friend with the Neon Static beginner decks and it was super fun. Heck yeah. All right, crew appear is charged. We don't got much going for us. We'll just at least res this. So now we're Hermes proof. We could lose on this run. We've seen that happen before. I really don't think I like bad publicity in 2026. And I think I'm not playing rushy enough. Oh, yeah. It's Shibo. It's not Kurapiri. So this is going to be 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Still kind of expensive, right? On Doer. That seems good. All right, so we're going to see 3 here. If we lose all the red caps, at least the game's over. First card, we're thinking about it. Might be a Malapert. That's the first red cap. We need that to win. Hermes is going to open up HQ, doesn't matter. And so the top card of R&D is known. So yeah, this is the card we needed to top deck. It looks like it was the 2 cards down. Transfer, I mean, yeah, sure. Okay. All right, that's fine. It's okay. Spin. Okay, cool. Why not pop the Event Horizon there? Because it's full random, right? Like you can just run back. I think the best thing we can do is like wait until the deck is a bit thinner. But popping the Event Horizon there, I don't know if it actually does anything. Because you're basically saying these 3 cards matter more than other 3 cards. Now you're right. There's a chance that we could have seen something. This was the card that was seen on the top, so we can now shuffle. I don't think it's gonna get a run out of Antoine. But like I don't know if it actually does anything. They cleaned out Debbie on that run, running back cost them real money. I mean, you're not wrong, but also they have 20 credits and 4 bad publicity and a full core appearance. So like, you're basically saying, I don't want you to touch these cards as opposed to touch these cards in the future. To me, that seems like the same. You're basically saying, do you want to see the first card or the 4th card? Now, the difference is as soon as we can see new cards, we have a chance of winning. And that's why the Spin Doctor shuffle break is really important. Can you shuffle no cards with Spin Doctor and still shuffle? You can, right? I mean, 2 credits is all we need. So we have no good way to stop this anymore. There's no ice that matters. We lost the measured. Okay, so because now we can break lock. So we could Spin Doctor to shuffle nothing to the deck. And then we have a... Oh, no, we don't need to because these are unknown cards. Okay, we didn't get it. Cultivate. Oh, that's not... Well, we didn't want to draw into that part of the deck. That's good. So choose a card to trash. I'll just get rid of that one. We could see an HQ being swept. The thing is, like, the slash and burn has actually no synergy with the rest of the deck. Because if I'm not mistaken, there's only 1-3-2 in the list, which is the one above the law. Now, slash and burn is still an okay card when you're scoring cards on the table, because it's just another seamless. But like slash and burn works with the regulatory, it works with above the law. Like the last regulatory means you can draw once, but I'm not sure we need that in our life. We hold on to it and it gets swept with the twinning, but I think the 20 is going to run R&D and then we crack it and then you have to run it back. Yeah, it's a bit ugly. So I think we'll just trash it. Add to HQ. Guess measured? Probably not. Top of R&D will be Malapert, Cultivate, Slash. Okay, and we'll trash the top. Okay, all the transfers are out. We could put another event horizon on this and say you have to run it 3 times, but it's not that expensive, right? We have Debbie Touchstone, we have 4 Bad Publicity. The Toxin's the only thing that's expensive. You can click the Brawn or you can pay for the Brawn. But like we're totally in full slot machine mode. We have no plays to make. Normally Valenchow is really good, but unfortunately we don't have money. But into Shibboleth, Valenchow is so annoying. Pinhole? Sure. So we have to put these back in. So the top of R&D is totally unknown. So we'll probably run R&D 3 times. Or sorry, twice. Like we have to fire the Event Horizon now, and now it's more likely to hold on. But we have a 2 in 23 chance of winning. It's not great odds. If we were confident enough, which might be right, to keep the slash and burn in hand, we can always click once to draw, and it doubles our odds of winning, which might actually be correct. Okay, so this is interesting. Bravado, you could pop right away. Notably, we can pop Bravado before the Toxin gets passed, because this is when the run ends for each pass, ice pass. So if you're going to pop the Event Horizon, you wait for the Toxin is paid, and then you fire it. You can respond to it. In theory, you could fire it now, but this at least will cost things. Oh, bypass. Cool. So we're going to fire this, we fire this now. So you do not pass the Toxin. It's a 1 credit gain, but now you just have to run back in C3. I think holding the slash and burn was right. I think we had to take a risky play here, because I don't think Antoine's going to sweep the hand when we discard 2 from Spin Doctor after we play a Cultivate. So it's likely we lose here. And as long as Antoine doesn't trash 3 cards, we have no chance of winning. Yeah. I think we've been cornered for 5-6 turns easily. Good game. Yeah, we should have kept that one in hand for sure. I think we should have held on to that. Yeah, I had nothing for a while there. Yeah, I don't know how we're meant to get out of that. I really don't like giving bad publicity unless like we're really focused on it. But this deck has enough doesn't have enough bad publicity to feel good about it. Now, if we look at the deck, there's 2 more red captures. We're not going to draw them soon enough. Yeah, we're kind of cooked. Eventually, you do run out of money mostly hot. Like all of this money does end, but like even with 4 bad publicity and 27 credits, the game will be over before it matters. You just need to run R&D once every 3 times, and then now you can just click through Brawn every once in a while too, and then just pay Toxin. Like Toxin is broken for bad pub. Thanks for your game. Yeah, I'm not feeling this. I'm not feeling this. Let's see what there's other differences. The other game we had a good chance at winning. This one, I don't think we did. I think I'm not doing a good job of like figuring out whether we should be a rush deck or whether we should be setting up for bad publicity. I think we did the halfway point between both, which is probably the worst thing. Oh, I also totally forgot we're a Myoshu deck. That hasn't like come into consideration, but that only comes up if you get a Malapert. Thanks for checking. Yeah, thanks for sharing it for sure. I want to see what the differences are between this and like other lists, because I know that you made some like choices between a bunch of different options. So the one that did well in the Midwest and the Madison mega cities was this version. And so this, how is this different? We have more agendas, I think, but we have more 3-2s like off the books, which is just good text in Nuvem. It allows you to get some consistency, which is cool. We're on Basalt, we're on Slash and Burn off the books. So cool. Okay. We have more things to put in a remote server, like 1 wall to wall, 1 more antil. Fine. We have the KPIs. This list is not on KPIs, is it? No, it's not. And KPIs is a sick card. It's like a very valuable card. It's interesting. We have the Measured Myoshu. We have a single nano management and 3 seamless. So we have a bit of reach, which is nice to close the game out. And I think we definitely needed a bit of reach to close the game out there at the end because we were kind of cornered. And this list has no bad publicity in it. So this is going to play like a mix of a mid-range glacier deck and a rush deck, I think. Off the books Nano definitely looking hotter than Bad Pub. Yeah, me too. I'm not. I think for the Bad Pub, we would need to be leaning into the Bad Pub slightly more. That deck is like halfway on the Bad Pub. It has like 2 Bad Pub Ice and then like Vulture Funds and stuff. I think you're on point with some waiting room endgame. Yeah, the waiting room endgame makes my skin crawl. Like, oh man, feeling like you can't make any decisions is like the thing I go on my way to avoid in Netrunner. And that doesn't always have to be the case, but like it's gonna be the same with this. It's like Wayland did do that. If you don't go fast enough, you can win. You can't win. The thing is with these lists, like we've played these before, like the Jai list, where you get like a big old logjam on the remote server, and that's good enough to like grind towards an end game where you just keep pushing things in the remote server over and over and over again, and eventually the measures catch up. One more time. Import attack. New game, corporation. Let's go. I don't know if also does this have more or less ice. This has 18 ice. This one has slightly less too. This has 17. Is my math right? 15. No, that's not right. 17. Yeah. So not a huge difference. It's also on some weird stuff too, like Flywheel. 2 Event Horizons is also like, it's okay. It's a good card. You have to place it well. On its own, it's not amazing. So I kind of get it. Tried building a Wayland Acid deck with Luana, Compost, and Nilo. I don't think it's great, but it has some cool kickflips. There's like some really cool kickflips with parts of those engine. Also like with, man, Cohort Nuvem, what's it called? Cohort with Plutus. Like there's a lot of really interesting things you can do with splashing and Wayland assets. I think that Zwicky would be better for Bad Pub. The 54 card decks make the red cap harder to find. I agree. I have played a fair bit of Zwicky. I think I don't like the bad publicity versions as much, but they're very explosive. And also the Zwicky thing that is like uniquely, and you could do this in Nuvem, is like Plutus is a nice way to play the Vulture Fund twice. So you get the bad publicity quicker and you have big money quicker. But I agree, like that is the hard thing sometimes with the measures and the red caps and the bad publicity is you have a big deck as much as you can kind of grind through it. But yeah, I could see that. Man, Zwicky's good too. Zwicky has not been converting massively. People were like really into Zwicky a couple months ago, and I think it's like entirely died out. But there was a couple months where Zwicky was like the 3rd or 4th most popular corporation in the room. Warm Reception lets you D-res cards to stop Nilo from clearing a tag, or D-res Luana so you don't take the bad publicity when she gets trashed. Oh, that's sick. So the idea is that you can D-res the Luana and then you have to over-install her, right? So it just has bad publicity on the back side of the card, but when it's trashed, you don't get the bad publicity back because that's part of this. I'm like, that's kind of neat. Like that's a dangerous game because you're playing bad publicity assets. But I could see that. That's kind of cool. And Warm Reception is definitely doing things. That's neat. I feel like a lot of the cool cards from the set are like all assets, which it's hard. Is Zwicky just not good enough? I wouldn't think the drawing cards is good. The numbers, weirdly enough, like abstract numbers from last meta said that Zwicky was actually one of the better decks in the room, but nobody was playing it consistently. It had like a good win rate against like Seb and a couple of the other prominent runners. I couldn't tell you much more about that because there's just not enough data. There's not enough like players of a caliber that I would know their Zwicky list. And because there's so many different Zwicky lists, it's not obvious which Zwicky is like the Zwicky when we're talking about Zwicky. Like I've seen 13 Agenda Zwicky. I've seen like, you know, there's so many different things it could be. All right, Mix Hunter 10. I'm assuming this is a Smurf. We're on 43 cards Lou, which is like probably Jai's Lou. So we're probably playing against the good stuff. You can check the deck size. That can matter, making it pretty obvious what you pin against. I mean, this hand's fine. Fly Swatter is pretty good. Not so much into this Lou deck. It does hit the Audrey, but it's a Buzzsaw gear check, I guess. Hand's fine. I would love to have a wall-to-wall or an Antil in this hand for it to be pretty happy. Best of luck. Have fun. Again, my world's winning Lou deck will be called Beast of Luck, and it's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. All right, so the thing about Lou is you can rush a bit. There's not a lot of real pressure besides Gourmand. And that's just like, it's going to happen. We have very few trashables in this list, right? So we can't just leave Centrals over. I mean, we have 7 assets and an upgrade, but like that's different. We also have measureds. They're thinking about their hand, huh? Maybe they're a newer player. Maybe they're not. A Smurf. They mold. Okay, cool. We're off. All right, it's barriers for days. We should usually start with the hedge fund to see what the top of the deck is. It's Spin Doctor. We just always have to do this. We can ice R&D because that's where the game is, and we can build a remote server. So the remote server in the fly swatter is pretty good. It's needs the decoder. I want to make a server that's a barrier into a code gate. Ideally, we want the barrier on the outside because that's a real face check. So I think we'll put this on R&D and we'll just build a remote server, and then next turn, hopefully we have something to push. KB is also really nice for click compressing your push on a Nuvem turn. This card's also really good in Wiki. This card's a lot more fun than I thought it would be when we first saw it. And that's because largely we haven't run into too much like Wayland Hyper Glacier, and like people are playing this in like cool tempo ways, which is great. Yeah, maybe they're a new player. We'll find out. Delay mold, so who knows? But again, 43 cards probably says they're this list, which Creative Commission, eye for an eye, I guess that's a bit of pressure. And of course, like everybody, we're playing against Hermes. So I think Hermes has been the only console we've seen all today, and I don't think that's going to change. And we played against every single faction. Game Dragon and Tungsten Taylor is a bit heavy, but we have to just go a bit faster. Okay, just a single access on HQ click 2 is not very common, so this looks more like a newer player. Generally, you want to set up. There's not a lot of trashables. We did a mulligan. Now, running HQ is good because there's probably an agenda, but this play kind of suggests we have something to push. Yeah, it does look like a newer player, so that's cool. So we'll see how they play this. I think this is a really good deck in some ways for a newer player. I do think this one has a bit more weird tech cards to it, slightly. But some of the other Lou decks might be a bit easier to recommend. Like this one doesn't have what's it called? Raindrops. And I think Raindrops is really good for new players. So maybe that variant would be a bit better. All right, we're just face checking. So we can res the tree line to have a res against Hermes. It costs 3 to res. I mean, I'm okay with that. This central, like, it's a 20% chance for this to be an agenda, so we don't really have to pay money for this, but I mean, we'll get this. It's fine. They're likely on Hermes, so just having res dice is totally reasonable. Oh, this was meant to be the Maskarovka, not the tree line. That's on me. Okay, fermenter. Flywheel, that goes on HQ. So I guess we're going to do the KPI. So we'll start by drawing a card. We have to shuffle a card back, which is a bit ugly, but we'll get rid of the Maskarovka. Draw. Ugh. This sucked. So we can install a piece of ice. That's technically kind of akin to clicking for 2 credits. So we'll install the fly swatter on the remote server. Server 1. Some Myoshu, we don't need that. We'll put a flywheel on HQ. I don't want to click draw our last action. I guess if we draw an agenda, we jam it. Oh, I mean, not that one. So we'll just do this. You can push this out, but it's really quite ugly. Yeah, that was not the good draw there. At least the flywheel's likely to fire, and so we'll make it not a 50%. We'll make it 25% if we're lucky. I think we're getting another set this year. Pat did say that the artist of the Tungsten Taylor is doing a bunch of art in the next set. The art is the last thing done. I do think NSG is doing a bit of a more I don't know what the word is here, not aggressive, but I do think NSG, like, they've changed the way that they're making sets. So it's very likely that they want to get everything ready, and then they'll be ready ahead of time. That's kind of what the article was talking about on Tuesday. So I do think we're going to see a set sooner than, like, mid 2027. I don't know anything more about that, but I think they're at a point where they basically want to have things done sooner ahead of schedule so they can do all the other stuff. So it could still be like 1 a year next year, but yeah, I do think NSG is better at not scrambling, and that probably shows more of that than anything else. But I'd be happy with that for sure. It would. I think everyone would be. All right, so they need to find breakers. Audrey's not incredibly reliant. We do have a Mavirus, which is cute. Imagine having a backlog. Yeah, imagine sitting on like product. That is so cool. Now, no one really does that, but that's the idea, right? Like sitting on art and designs that are done, and you're not like rushing to get them finalized the week before. That would be the ideal dream. And I hope that they can get there one day. This card's cool. Slots for this are hard, but like it's good. Nobody breaks this really well. New set comes out 1 month before Worlds go. Like imagine 2 weeks before Worlds, just so it's Worlds legal. They're like, gotcha. VP was 11 months after Elevation, and they did say they could have released it in January on NPC, meaning that it could have been 9 months. Yeah, I mean, okay, Gachapon they cracked right away. Usually you don't want to do that, because what they're doing right now is they're cracking Gachapon at the worst window, because you're basically saying like, oh, I'm going to install Rising Tide, and you have a whole turn to like deal with it. Now, they seem like a newer player, so I'm not saying this like as criticism, but just as a learning point if you're listening and you're a newer player. But you can crack this at the end of our turn. So all they're doing now is they're getting information at a time where they have no ability to interact with that information, but they're giving us the information. Again, the timing windows for newer players might be a bit less obvious, but like you do not need to crack that right away. Oh, undo click on that is not super acceptable because you can't. Wait, what happened? Wait, sorry. Sorry. Are they listening to us? Oh, did you just crack it too soon? Did you crack it too soon? Wait, what happened there? They should release 10 cards before Worlds to throw a bit of chaos into the meta. I mean, some people do like that. Some people don't. Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, you can totally wait until the end of my turn so you don't give me any info. Yeah, no stress. Yeah, no stress. Okay, cool. I was a bit rude with the wait, sorry. Oh yeah, hey. Yeah, you can wait until the end of my turn, eh? So I have to play out without any extra info. That has happened before. I think the booster packs that happened in Ashes, I'm not sure if they were before Worlds or not, but they were legal for tournaments. Every faction got like, I think 1 card. Like we got like Mystic Miami, the first companion. I think it was Mystic. And we got like Vladislavsk City Grid. Wait, no. La Costa? We got, no, they did this a couple times. Vlad Grid did show up as a spoiler, as a teaser card, but that was obviously for Borealis. All right, so these are their options. So like Rising Tide is probably the one you install just to have a Fractor. It's not going to be perfect, but it's like half the issues that you have to solve on the sport state. Because it has to be that or Gourmand. I don't think you go for the Gourmand. I think you remove from game, excuse me, probably the Steel Skin and the Raindrops. I mean, nailed it. Worst case, Antil. If we don't play the hedge fund, we can't do Nuvem, but this is good enough. When they did booster packs, did they actually release them as a physical products? Yeah. Well, sort of. Because back in the day, and Nelson No Games did not have physical products. It was more like there was a store page for make playing cards or drive through that you could buy them printed through them. So like they didn't have a storefront until the last like 2 or 3 years. But yeah, it was a thing that you could go online and purchase. So functionally, yes. But it wasn't like on store shelves because that was not a thing that NSG did back then. In fact, they're called Nisei, right? Man, yeah, this is the thing is like if we're not an ID like what's it called? I guess to some extent not Melias, but if we're not an ID with like Ayuko, we are not forcing our opponent to do anything here unless we draw well. And that is something I noticed. Is like I cannot make plays unless we draw good. And things like with Ayuko, you're making plays constantly. That's like the asset spam thing where you're forcing interaction. And of course you're punishing mistakes, but this is just like it's totally different game. Those Booshes packs for Ashes was how you got those alt arts. Some of them they were printed in full art. So like there was a full art digital rights management. I think those were given out. Those booster packs were hard to find. I think those were at Worlds or something, at the first Worlds. But there was an Uprising booster pack. I think I got mine as prize support, but these were hard to find. These weren't everywhere. But the booster packs for like Parhelion or Midnight Sun, those were much more common. Those you could just get off their storefront. Just programs. Just programs. Booster packs are kind of cool. Like, I'm into them. The problem is like they're very expensive in terms of development. Maybe their new format. Like, I do think that's also a big thing is like now with Boda, they probably can do more interesting releases. Or like with NPC, they were really incentivized to get like, okay, this product has to be X cards because that's the cost per unit. Makes sense. But they could do smaller stuff. Yeah. But it is way more expensive to print a product that's like only 8 cards or technically like 24 cards as opposed to a product that's like at least per card more expensive, right? Botchers on the flywheel. I mean, that's fine. Still got 2 teeth. We'll see if they run last click. There's 1 hidden HQ, but they can also just get that little Gourmand to go off. So we just want to dump anything in our hand that's relevant into this remote server. Yeah, okay. It's a flywheel. So we'll get half price back. I will draw 1 and 5 into an HQ. This could be a disaster. I wonder if you don't break this at all and just say like, okay, you can draw 2 and then you botch this fully next turn. I'm not sure. Because I think with the remote server, card draw is actually pretty easy for us to capitalize on. When I say boosters, they sold on drive-through. Uprising boosters were world giveaways. Yes, yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. Or make playing cards. Spiral. Okay, cool. Draw. Finding them a virus is really important. We want that in the remote server. They hit the Maskarovka. If they imp that, they gourmand that. We do not mind. It will put them on 7 cards in hand as well, so they have to discard 2, which is not the end of the world because you have to get through your deck. But it does feel a bit bad. But like overdrawing is not the end of the world unless you're playing against like Grinder. Yeah, that Worlds in like, what was it, 2019? That Worlds I did not get to go to. Seemed like it was a really good one. All right. We have a hand and a half. Unfortunately, we don't have any agendas. And like, we find ourselves once again, the ability to push, we've drawn through like 25 cards. We see nothing of value. Feels bad. We probably just want to let this anthill go through. We could put another piece of ice on HQ. I mean, I think we can get away with it. We can't just discard the petty cash, which is fine. So we can do Hedge Fund, Massacrovka, Virus. That seems fine. This will find an agenda for sure. I mean, of course it does. Trash the Basalt Spire. Ugh. At least we'll draw that. So I think we're going to leave HQ soft. Actually, no, I think we just do 2 ice on Centrals. Like, Rising Tide's not going to be good into Massacrovka. Like, we're not a rush deck, but we'll jam Basalt next turn. We can do install advance. They need to be able to break this for 4, and they need to break Fly Swatter. They have Fermenter money, so we could also like take a turn off and purge. But next turn, we're going to have 7 cards in hand. We can always throw out the petty cash, but we do want to keep them a virus on the table as much as it is relevant in archives. Yeah, man, I just don't feel like we have agency. And it's like we're playing an honest corp. Like, Melios feels a bit different than this because you have like stink text. But I do not feel like we have agency. We just have to draw well. Weird how that is. And I do think that's like good for like the sort of playstyle we played in the last game where like we never clicked the draw. We basically just sat there and put 4 ice on 2 centrals. Like that actually felt way better in some ways, right? Because the speed of the game, the only thing was like we were scared to like draw a terrible hand of like 3 red caps. But when we're trying to make plays on our own server, tricky. Hermes will show up sooner than later too. So like we don't want to put a 3rd ice on something. They'll just get bounced sooner than later. I think it's very likely. I don't know if it'll be this Tuesday, but if not, like in the near future, we will do one of those streams, which we will just figure out how to make Firefox sound go through. And we will just do like a straight up watch party, which like, it's going to sound pretty indulgent, but I promise you it's going to be really hard and embarrassing. But I think it'd be very fun to watch a whole bunch of old content on this channel. Hey, no worries. Hey, no stress. Or on other channels to some extent. Oh, wait, it's Stealth Flu. Okay. Interesting. So this is on After Image. 43 cards. This might be Tanzins, or it could be Dull Bulbs. I forget what's in those decks. Okay, we have Drone Deployment, which hitting a breaker is pretty good. I think one of them is on 2 Praxises or something. It has Recursion. Currently, we haven't seen any other breakers, but like that, Gachapon did not betray this to be a stealth deck. So I think we can just do install advance. The Fermenter showed itself out. SDS Drone Deployment is like not very good. This ice, like what do they have to do? They have to draw a Buzzsaw and run this. It's actually not that great. You gotta stitch together the best of real sometime. I have no idea what that is. A lot of this stuff I don't even have the footage, like of content, the best of content stuff. I guess we could never advance a Basalt. But like, yeah, this server is also not good. We want another ice here. Because if they have the Buzzsaw in hand, or the Penrose, which is probably the Penrose, but then whose deck is this? Because if it's all the other decks that played full stealth had so maybe it's someone else's deck or their own deck, because all the other ones had Corsair in it. But you have to break this now because they had another Fractor in the bin. This costs 1, 2, 3. This has to find a reason. I mean, I'm still gonna do it, I think. Because we can do Slash and Burn Seamless next turn. Oh, sorry. Clemency, same thing. Tree line, it's gone. This plays on Botulus. Basalt Seamless, nice combo. You're allowed to play Petty. Yeah, we have to play Petty right there. All right, Nuka, so they're drawn. I don't know if they're going to be playing Ground Event Horizon, but it's sometimes a bit foolish to face check last click. Because there's no winning there. You do force out Event Horizon, but finding an Event Horizon when you have breakers and no killer is very expensive. So Seamless Flash into the Basalt is like totally doable. You're kind of priced into using the Basalt to return the Slash, but like it's fine. And then we can never advance anything, which like that's the idea. And we have a predictive here to draw 3 cards in the future, which will be good. We did draw all our agendas there. Again, we have 9 agendas in the deck, I think. Yeah. So it should be 1 in 6 perfectly. We've drawn through 20 cards and we saw 3 agendas. Yeah, that's about right. But we did draw them, yeah, the same turn. So we'll see. It's all about, do they have the decoder? Again, Mavirus and Fly Swatter in the same server, honestly, might be a bit much. It might have been better to put the Mavirus on HQ, I'll be honest. Because the text of this. Yeah, that actually seems a bit wrong. Now, this does make it look a bit more intimidating. Like, this could look like a Malapert or defensive, and that could sway how they play. So there's always some reason to bluff. Touchstone Gachapon, cool. We don't need to play that Petty Cash here because we're going to get our value off of this sort of thing. So we'll do Seamless. It's a KPI. It's gone. We'll do Advance. We'll Expend. It's Petty Cash. Oh, we want to trash that. We'll score. End turn. And now we can use this. Now, our text only works on our turn. Probably because of ESA. So if they do run Archives first click and we have to use a Basalt counter, it's like we don't get 2 credits. Exactly, complexity. Okay, now they're doing it at the right time. So this is Penrose after image. So this looks like a refined version of the stealth anarchlists from the UK. So it's not running. Maybe that's all they did, is maybe they swapped out the bad Corsair for the better Rising Tide. Because like the Rising Tide we have to respect. Corsair we wouldn't care about. They would need like 7 stealth credits eventually to get through some big stuff. That number's made up. So they're on 3 Rising Tide. So yeah, they do want to trash that. They can't. They can only remove from game. So I'm assuming you get either one of these on the table, but we know they're both in the deck. Now they're probably on one of each of these. Generally, stealth lists can't spend too much influence on After Image and Penrose. So if we do score an SDS and trash an Penrose or an After Image, they're going to be in a bad spot. Because again, I don't think the first Gachapon showed us the decoder. But Elbow right upset the swap in the Rising Tide. It did. But that would not put it at 43. That would put it at 41. So I'm not sure if that was the thing. Like, I'm not sure if that's it. If this is Dull Bulbs, we'll see like that HQ Penumbral Toolkit, I think, was in the list. I don't think Tanzan's is on Nuka. I think Tanzan's had worse card draw. I might be wrong, though. I might be misremembering. But it looks like we're going to put down the After Image or the Penrose. Funny enough, yeah, bypassing a Flywheel is not really our concern. We have only 1 stealth credit. Now, Flywheel, you technically can break for 2 with only 1 stealth credit, so you don't need to bypass it. This hand is a bit dense, and we want to be the one controlling the SDS. When they run HQ, we can always use a Basalt to like push ourselves forward. We also do know, by definition, that the decoder is in the deck. They obviously did not remove it from the game. They removed a Rising Tide, which like that actually does matter. Getting your Rising Tide up to 3 is good in the matchup against us. But yeah, we do know that the decoder's in the deck, and we've seen 2 Gachapons, so we might not see a Penrose on push on the remote. What about local player? Tanzan's had, I think, no Gourmand. So it might be somewhere in the middle. But I think Tanzan's also had, like, I don't think it had a lot of other support programs. Maybe it didn't have mental. It's been a while. So apologies if I don't fully remember. I know I like parts of both the decks kind of put together. Local player. Good old local player. So again, this is still in the bin. He can run it. It just forces us to do this. The problem is like sometimes he can whiff. So Nuka, 3 more cards. So again, there's 1 decoder here somewhere. We haven't seen the console yet, and the local player did not have a console, which was like really annoying when I played it because like MU. But I also don't think it had botchless. So this is probably going to just put down a Keiko, because I think this might be the first game today we do not play against Hermes because so much influence is being spent on all the stealth stuff. So probably on Keiko. Wait, we have Myoshu in the bin. We can win next turn, right? Yeah, there you go. Wait, can we actually win? Fermenter, Daily Cast. I mean, that's good. They don't have liquidity, so we can be aggressive. We could use Basalt here, but we don't really have to. I mean, we win next turn. We just do install above the law. Sure. So we need to score this out with a Seamless and then just play. Yeah, we probably win. We just need to have 10 credits, like just straight 10 credits. This is like the latest I've been in a while. I mean, it's been a minute, Lucy. I didn't check in on Wednesday. I intended to check in on Wednesday to see if your stuff was done. How's it going? It's going okay. We're playing Nuvem today, so it's like, you know, a mixed bag. I don't feel like I'm in control. I like to be in control usually. Did you finish your VP coding? Just make sure to pull one of your cards on the runner's turn. I do have to do that. If I forget to do that, we have to play more Netrunner. But yeah, this is only once per turn, so Mix Hunter has basically 4 actions to run this. I probably wouldn't have forgotten, and that's because the game, well, actually sometimes when the game moves slow, I forget. Because you just dissociate a bit. VP fully done, I'm on to TAI. Hell yeah. You going backwards? You didn't want to go straight to the companions and get those little friends in there? Allow more decks to see play? I mean, you're getting Hermes in, so everyone will be fine. Yeah, so the play here is that we can either grab Seamless, or we can grab Slash and Burn, and then we can grab the Myoshu. And then that's it. And like having Myoshu in the discard pile. I want to do the double Myoshu play, which I haven't done yet, where you score 1 agenda and you do Myoshu. Like that is a line that we just haven't set up. It's technically doable. You need to do install double advance, and then that's not good enough. You need like Lacosta, but you can play double Myoshu for sure. TR and RWR to get elevation startup. Oh, legacy format. Okay. And then downfall, uprising, midnight sun, and parhelion in order. Okay. So we're going to basically say no, put Mercury off for as long as possible. Raindrops. All right. We're going in here. This run does not matter. It does not matter at all. We're just not going to do anything. Yeah, we have no reason to res. It's a 50-50, which will be exciting. Mercury's tie and done? Oh my god, you're right. You're right. I'm thinking of Sable. yeah, enjoy your Mercury. Sorry, my bad. Okay, they hit the SDS. Let's see what they decide. There's no click left, so we don't have to play around Reprise or Hermes. Mostly Reprise, technically, sort of. But yeah, there's no risk here. So they get points, which is good. But nothing will come of this. They probably trashed the botulus, I'm assuming. Fermenter, I can't tell how many counters are on it. Probably 2. Yeah, 2. But I'm assuming the botulus you don't need. Oh, weird. Okay. Well, all right. We'll do this. We'll go ahead and grab Myoshu as a little secret. Start a turn. We'll go ahead and grab a little seamless launch. In theory, you can grab the slash and burn, and we'll just do this. Advance. Oh, off the books. Yeah, sorry. Advance. Score. We can trash the daily casts. We just play Myoshu. Hey, good game. There is points in archives that they could have pressured at any point. It doesn't really do much. It makes us use one of these counters. Hey, thanks for the game. But yeah, turn 8. Not too bad. Seemed to be like a newer player, which is good. Yeah, they really need to find their multi-axis. We didn't put off a lot of pressure. It's hard to tell unless we look at the replay, like how we would have played that totally differently. But yeah. We didn't have to play around measured either because we didn't find one, but measured gets a bit scary there. In fact, that run dies to double measured. So it's pretty risky, as much as finding 3 measured and 54 is a bit difficult. Got to get out of a game at some point. I'm kicking off an async startup league, and next week I got to get you on for a game at some point. Oh, cool. I'm kicking off an async startup league next week. Oh, it's starting next week. Oh, very cool. Don't forget to basalt. Thank you, Gyro. Yeah. All right, we'll do one more with this one. The ice felt less mean, but we did find enough ice at the right time. I don't know whether we were acting fast enough to make them not be able to keep up with us. They found 2 Gachapons early. They did find all their stealth breakers before turn 8. So like, seems like they could have been okay. Oof, my nose. Excuse me. Man, it's just like from being sick, just feeling sore all the time is like the worst part. I just need to eat more Tylenols. The Tylenol we have, it's off-brand. It's like whatever the chemical component of it is called, but it has this really nice candy coating. I'll be honest, it's kind of a treat. Please responsibly medicate. But like when I have it, I'm pretty happy. I'm not a big candy guy, but like this medicine, kind of nice. Hey, best of luck, have fun. All right, so we haven't played around as Seb in a while. I think Seb's actually not that bad. I just think Seb has some issues if Seb runs out of cards. So probably won't matter in this matchup. We're not on a reanimation protocol. Reanimation protocol is massive in this matchup. We do have an ice HQ start, which is good. You have to ice archives. We don't have a lot of reason to ice R&D into the matchup because Seb has HQ pressure with transfers. And I think some players are moving off transfers to play other things because of recursion reasons. I'm not 100% sure, but archives is important to deal with Praxis. So we need to get something on that. We'll see what the breakers are. It's usually just ice destruction and then like Audrey, but you might be on 1 or 2 real breakers, which we'll have to deal with that. Having fly swatter is good because there should be virus breakers. But we'll see. Again, this hand is okay, and we can control the top of R&D. Okay, that's not my favorite draw, but we can start with a hedge fund, tree line. That's fine. So we want to ice HQ. We don't need to ice archives as soon as turn 1, but we do also want to build a remote. Toxin can be played to go get a barrier and a sentry. I'm not sure what barrier we're rushing to grab here. Technically, it puts an ice face up in archives. So like if you want to get a logjam, it's slightly better. But I think we'll just put this on HQ and we'll put this on the remote. So on HQ Mask Archives, I am not in a rush to ice up archives on turn 1. It's something you want to do usually around like turn 3 to turn 4. So not a huge rush there. We do need to put ice on the remote server to win the game. And Fly Swatter is pretty good for that. But yeah, like ice on archives only matters once you find a Praxis. And we don't have one. Like there's no reason to play one yet. We both mulligan too. All right, let's see what this is. Again, I haven't seen Audrey Seb in a minute, and Seb is like definitely a matchup where the reps in and pay off greatly on both sides of the table. And I do think you're getting less reps on the runner side. Okay, Fermenter's good into Fly Swatter. I don't think we can push at this Basalt, so we'll probably just Spin Doctor and see what we can find. A Nuvem is meant to be a really good Seb matchup for Nuvem, but I do think that's like a reanimation list. Manuel early, wow, okay. So we can start with the Hedge Fund and then Spin Doctor. I mean, that's fine. We'll just trash the card no matter what. So Antail will be good here. Wall to Wall will be good here. I mean, there's a okay. We don't know the top of R&D. They would have to figure out how to get a tag for this to be frightening. We're not bad trashing with a petty cash in hand if they float a tag. But we have nothing we really want to push here. We could use Toxin as just like a piece of ice, but ideally your best ice are like the 3 to 4 strength ice. Because resing an 8 cost ice and it gets destroyed by ice destruction like feels kind of bad. I could just put this on archives, but we probably just expend this next turn and get 2 pieces of ice. So we'll just draw. Yeah, that's fine. We'll see if they contest the Spin Doctor. If they do, we probably won't let them have it because it pins down another Spin Doctor. But we just want to get like a Masquerade Gun archives sooner than later, or a log jam. Or not a log jam. Oh, Iru. Okay, wow, they're going for it. So this is kind of expensive. It only sees 2 cards. It gets the crew down cheaply, which is nice. But Iru's threat text is where you see the additional cards. So we have no reason to shuffle here. We know the top of the deck, I think. No, we don't. They can steal SDSs. And they have to still clear the tag, so their econ's not good. Cloud too fast, too toxin. All right, 2 cards on top of R&D is totally safe. Or SDSs. Like, that's expensive. Like, that was a lot of cards just to see, too. Now, they errata Aquaceres crew, so you can't just take tags for fun, right? But that is another good reason now to ice up archive, so we'll probably put a Toxin there. Yeah, they can't steal SDS? Oh, they can. You're right. They have a Fermenter. Yeah. Yeah, they can. So they don't clear the tag. We'll clear the tag. Well, we'll trash Manuel and Iru. We don't mind throwing out a petty cash because Seb's text makes it a bit harder. And then we'll just put something big on archives. But now, as soon as a Devil Charm goes down, a single ice gets blown up. So yeah, that's what we have to be worried about. Oh, Flywheel's good enough. Okay, so we need to ice up archives. Toxin can go get a barrier, and it can go get a sentry. Event Horizon's pretty good on archives. It does beat some stuff. Yeah, we'll do that. So we'll get I think a mask is good enough. Tree line's a bit expensive. We'll do, sorry, a mask is fine and a Event Horizon's fine. Antail trashed. I mean, I want to push the Antail, but we still get tempo from this. So we want to ice up archives, and like they can just drop a Devil Charm, open up HQ for a transfer. So we probably should respect that. Event Horizon on archives is pretty good because we can eat the Iru, but it's like really bad into crew. So like, I don't think we want to trade a crew into the Aquaceres crew. So I think we'll make it slightly harder. And then we can just put this on R&D, I guess. Or sorry, on HQ. to play around transfer. I mean, we're not pushing, so they must think we have agendas, especially the way that we put our ice out. No runner for crew, just rules prevent you from using anything that relies on an encounter outside of an encounter. Okay, cool. That makes sense. That was the big changes from yeah, NSIGs. Because these cards, they didn't want you to be able to take a tag for fun. The thing is, like, that doesn't line up intuitively, Crowra, because you can always boost strength of breakers. I mean, that's slightly different. I think next turn we could consider purging if they go down to low credits. This is a not known card because we shuffled. Looks like a trashable. Planogram. Tag punishment. I could see us purging the fermenter and throwing out a petty cash. They have no other money going, and they haven't found a friendo, and throwing out a petty cash is acceptable. We don't really have a play here. We probably want to put another ice on the server that's like a mid-range ice. Okay. But yeah, I mean, our ice doesn't feel great into pushing. I think they did the rules that way because that would mean even for botches to break a 17 outside of an encounter. Oh, that's fine to me because it says break an ice on, because they usually say break a subroutine on an ice you're encountering. It gets you the boost ability, doesn't say encounter or interface. Oh, interface, yeah. Botches also doesn't say interface, but because it doesn't matter. The real fun question is, can anyone predict the most cursed card in TAI Runner? It was much simpler than the most cursed card in Elevation Ryu or VP Realok, but equally unplayable. I couldn't tell you all the TAI cards. I'd have to look at them. The most cursed TAI cards. TAI had some really complicated stuff. It was like a huge jump up in complexity compared to Borealis. I don't know. I have to look through the list. That's a good question. Skimming? No shot, right? Trick? Nah, trick shot's fine. That's just like jailbreak. Well, what's it called? It's already in the game, right? Air check. Air check's already in the game. What happened? Oh, they discarded a crew. I mean, that's really good for us. Okay, we have an SDS. The problem is the server sucks. I mean, I don't want to do it. We'll start with the petty cache as a logjam. Logjam is good for the remote server. I'd rather do a logjam for 6 than a toxin for 8. So I think we do draw, install, install, and see what happens. We won't be able to score this, but at least we'll be able to threaten it. And like, this is really good against Audrey. Yeah, exactly. Air check is like basically trick shot, so it can't be that much worse. Do you remember the most annoying cards are always the most unplayable cards for pure comedic value? The amount of time you've said it, I don't know. I'd have to check TAI, but this matchup is, yeah, I can't really tab away from this, respectfully. Yeah, is it a weird criminal card? A Cappy? Yeah. Stegodon? I mean, Stegodon is probably an issue to deal with. Yeah, their economy's not there. They haven't found a friendo yet. Again, it's all about the Devil Charm at this point for their pressure. Sarakovin. Monkey was fine. Stego's all stuff that already existed glued together in a weird order. Okay, there's a friendo, so now they have money. This is not really threatening much because an unadvanced card usually doesn't. NFL is good. So that means that they're not on the, like, they had 2 influence left over because of Ashen. So it looks like it might just be NFL. But again, Ashen is no longer legal. So maybe they're on 2 NFLs, maybe a Stone Ship NFL. They're discarding down. It looks like they want to do a friendo turn next turn. Threw out a Praxis, which, like, respect. Mind you, this card was installed after we drew things, so they think this might be an event horizon. We have to remember that when we do the toxin, they saw this, so they think this might be an event horizon. I think that's pretty cool for us. I think we'll just put this on R&D. We're going to discard a card here unless we want to triple advance this. The answer is Umbrella? Yeah, that's a good one. Why is it that hard? Because of the whole Trojan stuff? Man, I can't. What is the card with the frog on it? The killer. I don't think I know the name of that card unless you told me. The graffiti card that breaks centuries in a really like ugly way. Sorry, Changeling. Sorry, somebody just rolls that way. Mural, that's the name. Yeah, man, Mural. What a card. A giant flowchart of possible instruction states. Okay, so they have to figure out. This looks like a basalt. There's a charm, so the server's gonna get blown up. I mean, we know that where the crews are, but this is like the thing they have to play around. That sucks. They know we're on a planogram, so floating tags is like a bit more dubious, but they always can like panic NFL. Oh, cool. They're just sending it R&D. I mean, this is why we put this here. If they crew charm this, we're like not super upset about it. But this is why you have to respect this. Now, we have to count the devil charms, man. This interaction's annoying. Now, the SAS is not doing anything, so we'll probably just leave it there. But if they're going to blow this up, they have to use a crew. They'll be on 2 tags. They can clear 1 tag, NFL the other tag, or a friend of friend, and then NFL. But yeah, we do need to shut this down. At least there's only 6 agendas in 34, which is like fine odds. Hey, Droid, how's it going? But yeah, they're going to do the thing. Maybe we should have double iced this, but like Event Horizon just gets eaten by the crew. And they did throw a 1 Praxis, so we just need to repair this as soon as possible. We don't have to push this out. They're going to see only 2 cards here, which like doesn't feel amazing. Ero's threat text is super, super important. And let's see if they pop that. Oh, right. They don't have to take a second tag from crew because they don't have to lower the strength. I always get confused that you can just use 2 credits to trash ice. It's always so surprising to me. You think a tag would have to show up, but no, of course they don't. They know the next 2 on R&D. This feels like they're going too aggressive on R&D and not doing enough to contest your board. I agree. I feel like if they charge this remote server and trash a logjam for 6, would be in a far worse spot. Got 4th Megas and Megas. It's been a great week. I'm playing the first place deck. What did you bring? Was it a good time? How's Wisconsin? I mean, that's perfect. They know that we have that. That's like just the annoying enough ice. They didn't crack Friendo, so it looks like they want it for money's sake, which I get that. I don't think there's much we have to do here. Like, they don't have a lot of pressure, so we can advance this. We can click for credit, and then next turn we can advance score. But I want to push this out when it actually has text. Like, it would be really, really bad if they installed an Audrey here for them. Be good for us. Steel skin, okay. Okay. Plano Mask Arcs. I want to keep the Plano because they might flow tags. We haven't seen their console yet. But we also just want to play this when we need to play this. We don't really need it. Our money can be pressured, though, if they're aggressive. I would have planned for 5 there for sure, I think. You're right. The fact that we didn't Nuvem feels bad. Because we clicked for credit, so we could have got 4 more. I could see it. Yeah, I could see it. It gets cards out of hand. Okay, good. We have text at least. Yeah, maybe Plano's right. We don't really need the card draw with our hand. I don't mind it. Holy shit. When your turn begins, remove this resource. Choose a server protected by ice. The court may trash 1 piece of ice. If they do not, the first time this turn you breach either R&D or HQ access 2 additional cards. So they're doing this with Eru. That's so cool. Okay, wait, hold on. So we got to read this. Sorry, reading. Sorry. So it doesn't matter which server they pick, but if they pick archives, we trash a piece of ice, and then they can just run R&D normally. I mean, I don't think we care about this. I think we just say you can see 2 cards from R&D or HQ. Like Flywheel might not hold, but I don't think we don't go 5 points. We go down to 0. Like they have no money. The thing is, you have to fire this, which means they can always do friend of no free lunch. But like, I think we just allow them to go through the Flywheel. I don't think we care. Man, we could have Myoshu'd reasonably, but like, I don't think we want to. I think we just do advance score predictive. Yeah. Myoshu might be worth it. I don't want to go to 0 credits when they're doing a climactic next turn. It doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't think so. I think we just gain 3, trash a tree line. Actually, no, keeping a tree line's fine because it makes the climactic a fair bit worse. Right, and so now they have to pop it. It's not optional. It's when your turn begins. So they remove it from the game, choose a server protected by ice. The court may trash 1 piece of ice. So they can focus between archives and R&D, which is kind of cool. So we're not going to trash a piece of ice in archives. So if they can get into R&D or HQ, they can see more cards, which like, that's fine. We know 1 card is safe. They can't use Eru. So this seemed genuinely good for us. It was a click and 2 for probably not much. If this card, you could choose them to fire it, maybe it'd be a fair bit better, but like there's a lot of conditions attached to this. All right, so let's see if they can get another crew down and a devil charm, and then they can blow up R&D. Finality incoming, I mean, that'd be pretty sick. But yeah, I mean, like if they could do crew, devil charm, finality, that would be pretty cool line. It gets blown out by this being an event horizon, but I think I'm down for this. This is a fun one to see. No Seb install? They still might be doing it. Could still happen here. Like they're still within the paid ability window. But I don't think they'd friendo unless they have a Seb install. Audrey, okay. I don't know what they're going to do with this thing. So climactic. I mean, yeah, it's a bit rough sometimes. The idea of this card is super, super tempting. Like, I'm going to show you what happens. Okay. That lines up okay. That works. So they're going to be able to see 3 cards here. No, 4 cards here. Nice. So they only see 3 cards that we haven't seen. But the Maskarovka with the Botchels is pretty good. So we're going to need an Event Horizon on this thing. They are going to float a tag, though. So that's not great. 5? They see 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 base, yeah. 1 from... Oh, Manuel, too. Yeah, I forgot about Manuel. Yeah, you're right. But one of them's known, so they see 4 cards. I mean, they could win. We've seen it happen today. We've lost on a triple axis, steal 7 points. Yeah, we actually today had the runner ran saw 3 cards and it was 2, 3, 2. That's good. Unfortunately, it's going to charge Audrey. That wasn't very climactic. What else did they trash? They trashed in measured. Okay. I mean, yeah. Sorry. Action. In theory, we can trash the no free lunch, which is like not the worst play. Anticlimactic slowdown. I mean, yeah, it feels bad. So Audrey's not gonna put pressure on us, so we could consider purging it. Trashing Eru is important. The biggest thing here is just to stop what's it called? Apraxis. So we need to get like an Event Horizon or probably a Tree Line's a bit better. They could have another Botulus, but like otherwise Event Horizon trades into just yeah, I think Event Horizon's probably a bit better actually. I think we just trash Eru. Jam Basalt. I mean, into the Audrey, it's actually not bad into the Audrey. I do think we need to stop this because like if a practice goes through, it's really, really bad for us. Like we just don't want a practice to go through. I think we don't have more. I don't think we have more SDSs. We can always trash this, but I don't think we should. So I think we draw. That's good. We should probably play this to install the Event Horizon and install the Basalt, and then we can trash the Manuel. Sorry, that's not what this does it? So we can install a piece of ice. We'll install the Event Horizon on archives. We can just gain 2 credits. Okay. And then we'll just trash. Probably the Manuel, probably the Eru actually. But we're dealing with the Eru here. The Manuel's a 1 of, Eru's a 1 of 2. The Manuel's more pressure. Oh, 2 cards? Yeah, right, sure, that's fine. Actually, the Toxin's worth keeping because you can expend it for 2 cards. We could have jammed it. I'm just like very respectful against Praxis because Praxis is very good. We're on threat. Like it does everything for our opponent and more. Next turn, we probably just have to purge. And like we can still trash Eru next turn as well. Like the Fly Swatter's good into the Audrey. That's like the good thing. Logjam's not bad into Audrey either. But like, I don't know. I think we can just play conservatively. I think Fly Swatter does the purging for us, but only if they run this, which like for the last turn they hadn't. But if we purge the Audrey, like this Flywheel is not amazing because they can get in. But we also know the next like, what is it, 2 cards on R&D are safe. And their economy is a bit gutted. I'm assuming they're on one climactic, they're on another. But I think we just don't want to let Praxis go through. Praxis goes through, we lose so much. Cool, seamless. I think we just purge. And then we can push next turn. I guess maybe we could have just pushed with the seamless. Maybe that's fine. Because the auto counters are contesting R&D. They're contesting HQ technically, but not really. Yeah, we probably could have pushed inside the purge. That purge was slightly too conservative, I think. I think we could have pushed. Instead of the Myoshu Basalt line? Yeah, if we can score this with a click left and 10 credits, we can do it. It's probably worth it. I mean, insta win. There's a lot of moving pieces. Like install it, Resing Logjam are cooked. No shot they contest. Yeah, I think they probably don't, based off of their play pattern for the last couple of turns. But I think we'll just do it next turn. We do install advance credit, and then we can do install advance, and we can do seamless advance Myoshu. We probably won't have the money. If we top like an econ card, we're in a good spot, or a KPI, but we threw out a second KPI. They're just clearing the tags. Yeah, second euro too. Okay. So we do this. They have no money. They have 3 credits. So if we do this, next turn we can do a seamless for +1 advance. It's perfect, credit perfect to Myoshu, I think. Because seamless brings us to 13. 12. No, we have 1 more credit. So yeah, we probably win here off of Myoshu. Seamless is +1 credit? Yeah, no, for sure. That I do remember. It's just like if we res the logjam, we can't. But if they don't do anything here, we have Myoshu into the win. Wouldn't measure just win? They need a run. And they could have more cards in hand. They have to have made a successful run. So I don't think we had measured on the turn that they ran R&D. Unless we did. I don't think we did. Wait, did we have measured on the turn that they ran R&D? I'm pretty sure we didn't. They had no... Wait, did we just have measured to win? Did they have 3 cards in hand? Oh, wait. We're not on threat 4. Sorry. You got me too. Yeah, we're not on threat 4. We're on threat 3. Doesn't matter. GG. Yeah, I mean, you gotta pressure. That's explosive. I would have been really surprised by that line. Like going from double advance to 8 points is like kind of wild. It's like really surprising. Thanks to the game. I mean, you put on some good pressure. Yeah, they played the matchup, at least from my point of view, like very much that they had their own game plan going into that, which is like, hey, I'm on Climactic Showdown. I'm gonna hammer R&D. But like installing the Eero and then going into C2 cards and then having to clear the tag, to me feels a bit expensive. I think if they use like their Devil Charm to actually pressure the server, and then once we res on this and then we go poor, then you go to the punishment of the archives. Yeah, the Climactic was cool. That probably hurts us a way bit more. But they put all their pressure into one server, and all we had to do was ice archives well, and then a lot of this fell apart. But the thing is, like with Devil Charm and Crew, they can pressure every single server. And that's usually what you want to do, is you want to pressure this server. And then when I overextend on this server, then you go for the transfer, and then you go for the Eero. But they did this as first order. Yeah, yeah. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that combo. It's neat. Yeah, it is neat that Climactic actually is relevant off 2 servers, and they could have just ran R&D as much as they wouldn't have got Eero. But that's neat. Yeah. I wonder if this deck has a Pretty Mary in it as well. I wouldn't be super shocked. Hey, thanks for the game. It's 11:30. I don't think we can do another one. And I think it's probably for the best that we like don't overextend, because I'm still like not good. I don't know what's happening. It's maybe the lights to some extent, but like every day after I do a stream, I feel worse, and it's just we're talking too much. So we got to take care of ourselves. So we're probably going to call it there. It's already like at the point we probably wouldn't have done another game. If anything, we can maybe talk about something, but like I don't know what to talk about. There's not that much going on, right? It might be COVID. It honestly might be, which like feels terrible. You're streaming every day. Yeah, this week we are, which doesn't give us the time to relax. Yeah. You take more time. I mean, the thing is, like, Lucy, is now that I'm, you know, at home, I don't got much going on. Like I can't go out because I'm sick. So I'm at home alone. And then like I want to stream because it's like the way to get social interaction and like do stuff and put out content and like feel like I'm productive. And I think that's the issue. It's like I'm not feeling I'm productive. Which like, you know, that's the issue we're running into, I guess. So I like the stream. That should fix everything. Thank you, Gyro. No, I do appreciate it. And speaking of appreciated, all these names here and more support the Metropole Grid so we can do stuff like this and keep the lights on and give the encouragement to, you know, do all the stuff that we do here. Again, all these folks, and of course our Daily Cast patrons, I want to give a huge thank you for the folks who've been supporting the channel. Mind you, if you find your name here and you want like a little symbol next to it, they're like Eric Heidenaz or Ewan does, hit me up. We can get that symbol in there. It's like really not a huge cost at all. It's like super simple. So you can't just hit me up. I'd be excited to get that in. If you want to support the channel, you can find a link to the Patreon just below. Any amount of contribution is incredibly appreciated. Or if you just want to take a second to like just throw a like on the video, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, all that sort of stuff helps a heck of a lot as well. Hope you feel better soon. Thank you. Life is more than being productive. Trenzer, you're not wrong at all. I just like, I get angsty when I'm just like sitting around and not being productive. That's a problem I have to deal with on my own. Yeah. Symbol is sweet. Yeah, Joel, you have a good one too. I think that worked out quite well. Thanks for the stream. Thanks so much for everyone hanging out. I don't have anything to plug besides we'll be back on Tuesday. I think on Tuesday, maybe we'll do like a stream where we can sit back and just like watch some old VODs and see how that goes. It might be cringe. It might not be. We'll figure out together. But I wouldn't mind like reviewing, especially because this channel started in July, which we're just about at a time at this point, like 11 years ago. So we can watch some of the first games, and it's going to be embarrassing in terms of listening to my audio, but we'll get there. Decoupled from that capitalist mindset, sort of. I wouldn't say it's straight capitalist because I do understand what that is, but it's more so like I like the stuff I make. Like putting time into like making a new project, like that stuff does feel good. It feels like I'm making something for other people, not for capitalism, but you're not wrong for sure. Max respect for staying away from others while sick. Hope you feel better. Thank you, Diluvian. Very kind. The thumbnail saturation is bigger danger than voice quality. The thumbnail saturation is so bad because the monitor I was on back in the day, hold on. Yeah, that's so good. Man, it looks terrible. And like, it's definitely not worth doing. But the monitor that I was on when I was making this back in like college time, the monitor was so dim. So like, this is what the thumbnails look like now, right? It's fine. It's a thing. But as soon as you go back way too far, they become so oversaturated where it kind of hurts. Maybe this doesn't come through the stream, but like, what is this? It's so bright. And I don't know at any point how I didn't see this. Like, what are you doing, buddy? Anyways, we'll worry about that another time. Saturation issue. Take care, everyone. We'll catch you in the next one. Ciao.